last one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Go Live. We bring you the dankest news, the dankest guests, the dankest conversation. We're going to have a sick time. We have a debut of a gent who's too shook to show his face for good reason, because he's going to break some insider stuff, and he promised that to everyone. We've also amidst celebrity as well. But before we get to introduce our lovely guests, you know the drill. It's Asa. Talk to me. How you doing? You have color on your face this time, not red.
I always have color on my face. How am I doing? I don't know. I didn't prepare for this question. I didn't really think about it. I'm probably all right. I'm really glad that we got two fascinating guests, two really interesting people. A little bit disappointed that Thomas isn't in the gold tie and the waist jacket again, but I'm sure that Tom is in the background there. So apart from that, yeah, let's get on with it.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be, yeah, definitely, man. You if you could pull up that picture, that'd be nice of Thomas Salah looking fly on his way to the red carpet in the Golden Globes. Man, oh man, Thomas Salah, we are graced by your presence again. And you know, I've been wanting to get you on for a while. We had last time we were on, we got pretty fucking wasted and had a good wicked time.
Did we?
And
who else was on then?
It was you, and it was the
Mike
chap
Rose.
who worked on Stellar Warfare. Oh, was it Mike Rose? Oh, that was the second one. Yeah.
No, but Mike Rose was out drinking everybody. He was chugging down the fucking double pinted fucking cans of lager.
Mike Rose is pretty fucking crazy.
That was a crazy one. Yeah.
That was a crazy show. I'm a little bit more sober than normal, but it's still going to be a pretty crazy show because both of you gents are here. Thomas Salah. Am I pronouncing it right?
You can pronounce it any way you want. It's
Thomas Salah.
It is.
Thomas Salah. You were here. Well, when you first came on, you had just released the Falconeer. This was 2 years. By time's gone fucking fast. 3 years ago.
2020, man.
Yeah, man. Shit, we've been doing this for 3 years. I look back at my old stuff. I look like, oh, what the fuck? Who's that dick? Not you, me. I'm talking about me. I'm like, oh man, like, it just looks so weird. But yeah, now 3 years on, you're there on the red carpet, on the Golden Globes yesterday, looking fly. What's going on, Tom? What are you doing? What are you up to?
Shouting into the air. I don't know. I don't know. So people seem to. I don't know. It's just I am ascending apparently, so I'm enjoying that.
Yeah. Oh, wicked. And you've been working on something special, a new game or something. You mentioned it in the beginning.
It's a new game, man. It's not far out. It's called Bulwark Falconeer Chronicles.
I've seen that.
And if you see this weird organic builder, and then there's a little bit of it's in the same universe as the Falconeer, but people don't like fucking 90s stick flyers, old people thinking bad about Crimson Skies and all that shit. That went out for a reason. But so I set out, I thought, okay, kids like city builders, I'll make a city builder. And it'll be commercials. Well, I can't do that, so it's another artsy-fartsy, original, weird-ass builder combi with organic builder and bespoke controls. But it's doing well. So people are noticing it. People like the idea of this guy making an air combat game and then making a city builder in the same universe. So I'm just doing that, ranting with the rants on stuff, and I've had a weird week. A week ago, I was sitting in a one-to-one with the Unity of the CEO of Unity 3D. It's like insane. I don't know what's happening.
Was that awkward considering the fact that was happening?
That's an ex-Linux guy from Red Hat. So I actually was quite impressed with their new CEO, who's really, he's just sitting there in his hoodie in their fucking chat room, having a chat with the dev one-on-one. I thought it'd be like, you'll invite 12 and it'll be
like massive
VR and stuff. No, it was really just bouncing off ideas and listening. It was pretty good. I'll say, I enjoyed that.
Unity's been on. Sorry, Tom, I'm going to introduce it a bit, but just as you're on this point of Unity's been under some flack over these controversies. Did you manage to bring that up with him about the whole cut?
This is what's about. Is that everybody they did some dumb shit. Well, people can Google that. They did some really dumb shit, made a lot of people angry, including myself. And then the previous CEO left over it. It was that dumb. And they got a new CEO, and he's reaching out to people, sort of trying to make up because these are their customers, and so it's interesting times. So
positive changes afoot after the foot and mouth situation.
Well, after that, they fired some people, but quite a lot of people. So the good stuff afoot, it has to get worse before it gets better in anything. We are in the fucking doldrums of the game industry. So I cannot go to an event without people complaining and telling us, no, advertising is down, deals are down, everybody's down. And there you are. No, I'm up, man. I'm trying to get there. So it's a weird time. It's like yeah.
We'll talk about that. You've been quite vocal on if another reason why I got you here as well. And you know why I've got you here, because anytime these two alphabets A and I are involved, I think of you. So it's going to be a fun conversation. I did seem to piss off quite a few people with my somewhat defense, but I think nuance is lost on Twitter. So people thought, how can you talk about? But we'll get into that. We'll get into that. But last, but certainly not least, it is Tom Henderson who's going to be breaking so many embargoes, telling us all this shit about PlayStation 5 Pro, about the new Xbox Series Z, and just you're gonna do all that shit from the comfort of your own home and in the presence of us lovely people who are not going to coerce you or put any kind of pressure or duress on you. Tom Henderson, thank you so much for joining us. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I am taking a bow right now after that introduction. I appreciate it. But yeah, I was laughing at the first super chat donation there, already asking about the PS5 Pro, which is brilliant.
Thank you, Face. Thank you for that. Keep those super chats coming. This is an opportunity for you guys to ask these questions. Tom, before we get hold on. Don't you have a bone to pick with someone? The guy who's drinking coffee in the mouthful right now, who made a video. I was on your side, by the way, but who made a video saying insiders like you are the problem. They're a problem and a plague in the industry. They are terrible human beings. Wait, what did you say, Ace? I don't remember now. Something about
definitely
the fact...
not that, but some things that I regretted. Yeah.
Well, I actually think the video that you did afterwards was actually pretty well done, but it was the live stream, and that was genuinely my first introduction to you guys as a podcast.
That was the whole plan of bait.
So what's happened since that? Asa, have you changed your mind? Is it awkward for you to have Tom Henderson here, who still is an insider, who in my opinion has done the right thing? But what do you think about this whole weird grey area of insiders and breaking NDAs and the moral quandary of gaming news?
So bearing in mind a lot of our audience probably weren't here for that one, just a little background is I said some things about insiders and the ethics of sitting there as a proxy for people breaking NDAs. And there's a lot of nuance to that discussion, and I mostly stand my ground on what I think about that, but I said things in a very out of order way that was very unfair and very personal. And I have since apologized to Tom for that directly. So I think we're all fine. If we're not, then I'm probably about to get an earful, but I think we're all good on that. And that's what GaaS is referring to.
Okay. Well, have you taken a U-turn on your stance? Do you still maintain
I've not entirely taken a U-turn. I respect Tom a lot, and we had a nice conversation. And as a person, he's definitely one of the good ones. I still wouldn't personally make myself that kind of proxy, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm just having a bad day on that one because it's not that serious. It's just a bit of gaming news. So I retract it to that degree, but still stand kind of where I was in terms of my own position on it.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Fair. Tom, do you have anything to say to that?
Yeah, fuck you, man. No. I'm
like Piers Morgan now. Like, what?
No, I think he's got some very valid points. But I don't necessarily think it's going to change. I don't think insiders are going to stop. And I think, if anything, probably leaking's going to get a lot worse.
Why do you say that?
Just with the way that the industry is at the moment. It's still very secretive. And especially when you've got this stuff going on at the moment where a lot of people are getting laid off, a lot of leaks do stem from people who have hurt feelings towards companies. So usually with a layoff, you'll probably get quite a lot of people coming up to you saying, I want to do this, this, and this, try and hurt the company, but then it's up to you if you want to report on that. And then there's this kind of dilemma of, do you want to report on it? Is there enough people to corroborate it to report on it? And yeah, so I think at the moment we're in a very, very difficult time.
I think in terms of that being absolutely true. In fact, actually, your point about the fact that people being disgruntled and leaving was a reason why we're getting a lot of discourse, including Connie Booth leaving. You and David Jaffe were having a back and forth on this whole point about, well, have you corroborated your sources? And it turned out to be true. But, David Jaffe's worked there for a while. Which means I think that's a great point. I think I should start reaching out to Naughty Dog's developers as well, because loads of them have been they're having a tough time. So disgruntled employees anonymously giving us information. If you're watching it here, we will exploit you. No, we won't exploit. But if you want to reach out and tell us what's happening in these, it's good to know though. See, Tom, look, I'm being a dick between you two, but honestly, I'm I was a bit surprised, Asa, when you took that strong position, and it's good that you took it. I thought it was good. I thought it was refreshing and made me think. But I thought, if it's not going to be Tom, it's going to be someone else. And if it's not going to be Jez, it's going to be someone else. And the kind of stuff that, Tom, you revealed the PlayStation 5 Pro, you revealed the PlayStation handheld dog shit thing, whatever. And the mid-gen, the slim console, all that's come to the fore. So are you expecting, I'll park the console stuff to one side. I wanted to talk about this difficult time. It is a difficult time for developers generally. People are getting sacked. Seems like everyone had a big of a rush bull market when it was COVID. Everyone was sat at home, and me and you, Thomas, Salah, we were here. We were talking about how depressing it was being stuck at home because we couldn't party and get lit with some hoes. And now we are able to get lit with some hoes. And it's been a nice time to reacclimatize with society. You going out there doing the next level shit, the red carpet and all, but it was a high point for gaming at the time, despite the fact that it seemed surreal, because there was gaming was the topic of discussion. The market was going up. Everyone is investing in gaming. I would say Microsoft may have not even invested in ABK now if it hadn't been for the COVID-induced boost that gaming got. So now we are having this downturn. A lot of people are leaving. And this week we had Microsoft pissed some people off because they are using... Let me just get this right, because for a while I've been talking about this. So how many times have I been talking about AI? They need to leverage AI as technology. And when Microsoft finally announced it, I've been talking about it for ages. A lot of people are like, oh, look at you just sucking off to Microsoft. But I've been crying about this thing for ages. Like, when are we going to leverage this tech? And what I've been surprised by is not so overly surprised, because I understand the staff and human element of this. But Alana Pierce was at the forefront of this, where the Game Awards, Xbox announced that it's partnering with in-world AI to bring generative AI to games, including AI game dialogue and narrative tools at scale. Alana Pierce comes out in a very fiery tweet. She says, imagine announcing this in a year where the game industry has laid off 6,000 plus people. I would never play any game that in-world has any part in making. A very strong position from Alana Pierce, a very strong position. And I found that a little bit premature and surprising. I don't know how that will age well, because I'm hoping in-world becomes big. But every time I mention AI, Thomas Sutter's there to fucking fire lasers at me. Bam! You fucking love this cheap bastardization of fucking tech. Oh, artwork is this, AI assets. So surely, one part of you, Thomas Sutter, can see the benefits of it. As an indie developer, surely that could potentially alleviate a lot of headaches. Is it all evil? Do you agree with Alana Pierce? What's going on? Why do you hate computers?
Giant corporations are inherently evil, so fuck that.
That's true.
So I think our points about when you're firing people and buying tech that essentially isn't going to add creative quality, that it exists only to reduce labor costs. That is its core function at the moment, because it's too shitty to do anything else at the moment. But I am quite nuanced, because people think I'm a fucking Luddite. If you don't know, I'll throw the weaving machine in the water. That's what they did when people industrialization is. Oh, look at the future. It's like photography. Oh fuck. I see an interesting thing with AI, people making interesting all the time. It's just a fucking tool. But this tool is owned by evil fucking corporations. And evil corporations are going to do what the fuck they want. And there's only one fucking thing we as a human race have against evil fucking corporations, dictators, and all that shit. That's fucking what comes out of our mouth, out of our brains, which we put into the world. And what they want is what this is, and it's all about licensing, making a system where instead of you having the power to make something, like you're licensing the power to make something. So for me, that is the most disgusting part about AI. It's not that you can't make cool shit with it. It's not that it's not fun to do. It's that it essentially it's taking away the goal of the thing is to take something away from you. And
is that really the goal? Like, that's such a...
the goal is to make fucking money, man. That's the only goal.
I mean, that's what everyone in the industry... Look, everyone's crying about creativity. You said the word creativity. And I'm looking at the AAA space, and I just see Tumbleweed just going across. And I'm like, if I want this big... Okay, look at this tech. This technology
Okay, so yeah, but okay. Yeah, now I get what you're going. You want more. You want more.
Of course I want more.
Oh, look at this! I want more. We all want more, and so initially, okay. So let's say, okay, let's take a real world example. What happens when you lower the bar of entry to create something, lower and lower, so more people can do interesting shit.
Okay.
And I want every viewer out there who's an avid gamer to open up this little device they have. And then it doesn't matter, you go to your Google Play Store or you go to your fucking App Store and you open it up and you look at the top 50 games.
Slow down, I'm still opening the phone.
I will fight anyone who says that's not a pile of stinking shit. So
you think that's going to happen with AI bringing it? It's going to introduce loads of shit.
I fucking guarantee it, because that's the real world example. Is what we did. You lower and then you make the people with the money. So what happens? You get ears first. Okay, so with any technology, and you got early adopters and all that. What happens in the digital world? First, you have people doing interesting stuff. They make a little bit of money. Then come the people who copy all the interesting stuff, and then come the people with money who buy their way in and push everybody out and turn it into a money-making machine for themselves. You can go into the App Store and see the top. It's all the same companies. They will add you. It's all the same stupid fucking ads you see on Reddit all the time. You open up the same fucking shit. They own that industry. And anybody, you can't make a creative fucking game on Apple anymore unless you beg for Apple for an Apple Arcade deal. That is the thing that scares me. I'm not scared of the technology, but that's the pattern of modern technology.
You don't hate the technology. You hate the people behind the technology and the people.
I hate the blindness of it. So I get angry for people being blind on what's being presented to them. So I watched Shad from Shadiversity, which is a YouTuber. He got blasted he thought he made his own AI artwork. And it amplified his art skills. So he could draw simple line art, cartoon characters, and had fun with that. And then he said, well, look, but it's real effort to make something. But it's not. You just press a fucking button, put in the prompt, and something.
Yeah, it's just prompts.
That's the fucking magic of the thing. Let's not bullshit each other. That's the magic. You press a button, put in a prompt, and something comes out that is stunning sometimes. So, but take away the tool from someone like that, they can't do it anymore.
Yeah, is that bad? Is that a good thing?
Like this, you can't. I'll use AI, make something interesting, and then you take away the AI, and I can still do something interesting because I've already proved to done that. I spent my life learning that. I think when people come in to something and it's like a Dunning-Kruger or something, the first time you do something, you go, oh, this is amazing. I can do this. I've got a talent for it. And then it takes half a decade to learn, oh, you're really shit. You're just starting. That's this entire thing with AI in general. Things, well, I can do 80% of the thing, but 80% of the thing is not the interesting part. So we are giving away our ability to be interesting and to say shit for efficiency, for thinking that creativity is about what comes out. Now, what comes out is not interesting. It is learning to be able to do it, and that's what I dislike about Midjourney. It takes away your process of learning how to make art and replaces it with the sensation that you have when you haven't done anything. Thus, you haven't added your skill. Yes, you're adding skill to a system that if they make it more expensive and you can't pay it, you've learned nothing. You've been a creator of nothing. And who holds the keys to that? It's the same dickhead mega corporations. And then take away your fucking ability to go from your brain to, in our case, a screen. That's your defining civic fucking society. And you hand away the keys. And then you're sitting there, I can still draw. No, you can't even fucking draw, man.
I see, this is the thing. There's this artist hubris. I have a graphic designer friend who I talk to all the time, daily, and we've been through this journey of hating it, utilizing it as a tool, and blah, blah, blah. I have my views on it, but before I get into my long diatribes, I want to get into getting the gents' views on it. Tom Henderson, what is your view on AI? Is it going to be this kind of like, is it going to open the floodgates, which I kind of agree with actually, open the floodgates to a lot of shit, a lot of people empowered who are fake artists, as Thomas Sala is actually saying, and encourage laziness? Or do you see any benefits of this in the gaming industry?
It's such a tricky one because ultimately I think it depends on how it's used. And obviously giant corporations are going to use it in a negative way, which, has its own drawbacks.
Cost saving.
Yeah. But at the same time, when I'm looking at games that now take 7-8 years, and I think to myself, could this reduce that time? Then it's like, it's kind of a tit for tat. And yeah.
What about the advent of this technology? Now, we have thousands of maybe thousands of open world games nowadays. This generative AI tool is going to include AI game dialogue. It is impossible or a monumental task to make a dynamic AI, for instance. So one of the things I've been talking about is imagine AI being incorporated into a game world that reacts dynamically to what you're doing. So you could shoot that like a watermelon and then put a grenade up a sheep's ass, and then AI could say, well, why did you shoot that watermelon and put that grenade up that sheep's ass? People are doing this in Elder Scrolls, not literally, but it creates that dynamic. Like, I feel like there's this fear mongering for technology without even seeing it being implemented, and it feels premature. I understand. Believe me, I understand the fears. I understand that companies will be ruthless and use it to cut people off. But Asa, am I wrong in being excited for the advent of AI maybe enhancing our gaming experiences, or am I just being naive?
This is
Huh?
No, outside.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'll go first and then I'll get back to you because your take is really, really interesting, Thomas, because obviously you are a very artistic creator and you have very strong views on it. And I follow you on Twitter, and my understanding, well, X, whatever you want to call it, my understanding from that platform, from looking at your opinion of it, would be that you're staunchly opposed to AI as a tool, as a generative tool. But listening to what you said there, it's fairly clear that you're more opposed to like greedy capitalists controlling it and using it for evil, because typically, like, as a tool that reduces a need for labor, like, as a broad society, if you ignore the creative aspect of it and just consider it a technology that is a tool that reduces the burden of labor, that should benefit everyone if society was a little like more fairy tale, right?
So the first thing is the society's never going to be more fairy tale. It will never be. And, we could, and everybody has their own UBI money. And it's man. That's a prison. That's a story.
I agree, but I want to ask you a really quick question, because like microcosm thing, you are not that capitalist pig. You are a very creative artist. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass here, but Bulwark looks really, really good to me. I can't wait for that game to release. But you, as a creator, take out publishers and all the rest of it and all the money people, would you not be tempted to use AI in any aspect of development to add anything to it?
Okay, so that's a small question and a long answer.
Good.
So giant mega corporations do as giant mega corporations do. It's not even the people there are evil. It's the structure of the organization is a a forward propelling machine, and sometimes you can tickle it out and it will help you, and sometimes it will crush you. And it's not, there's no evil people in there, because people aren't inherently evil. That's just how a machine works when everybody's anonymously working for the same goal. So we can leave those out, but no, it's about, and it sounds all philosophical stuff until everything gets taken away from you in this, because we're not awake to what's happening. It's the people using it and their perspective. It's looking at the shiny lights and being blinded when they take something away from you. That is what this is all about. It's that sense where they're coming to take away that which is our escape from the box we live in. That is the fear. My fear of the future is that it's, I put up UBIs because we have the same discussion. Won't that help everybody? Everybody has a little money. No, that means that if you grew up on a council estate, you get a little money to survive, but they have a reason to make, education cheaper because there's no more jobs, and you're stuck. Unless you have land, property, the means to express yourself, it's a prison in itself. So these are the core. Okay, let me give you a simple answer. I fucking love what I do. It is the most fucking fun in the world. Ask any artist who loves to draw. And so I enjoy doing this. And the act of doing it is the love of creation. It is what's making my life worthwhile. Take it away, and there's nothing there. It's just some ego.
Is AI taking it away, though?
Well, no. So like I said, not everything is a tool. And I've seen there's this guy making an adventure with generated just as a showcase of what it can do. It's interesting, and he's called it, I don't know, some sort of app names about it's an interesting philosophical experiment. The future is not gonna. I am not afraid of this because it's shit. Some people say, "Oh, it's shit." No, this is going to change everything. So I'm afraid that it works, but the future you're creating is like so. But go back to your practical, because we have a game you're on. Did we see that? I think it was AMD had that. Sort of test case where a game, you walk into a bar and ask for a mission.
Yeah.
Natural voice language. So as from a game design perspective, because we're going, every gamer's go, oh, I want this. This is what realism. Games aren't about real. Games are fantasy. And like I said, you'll do that once for the gimmick value of it, and the other 50 times you wanna max your stats or get the XP or get that armor set. You'll rush through it. Give me the question number 3, and you're on. Because people, it is.
Someone else said that to me as well. Someone said to me, because look, you gamers don't want that kind of thing. They say they do, but they just want that little quick hit. And I disagree with that. I think that for me, it's always pulls me away from the immersion when I want to be lost in a world. I want to be lost in an RPG.
I agree. Someone said, well, look at Baldur's Gate, the old one, and every second non-massive character was was saying it's like I used to be an adventurer and then I took an arrow for the knee, and you had that bit of script. It comes 1,000 times in Skyrim. I used to be an adventurer and then I took an arrow to the knee, and then the repetition becomes you lose your sense of how do you call it, your suspension of disbelief. So sure, there like everything, there's a nuance here. But so the part of me saying that, but what it's asking us to do as gamers is not what we're there for. It's a power fantasy. When you get into a game, we aren't. So when you make things too real, they don't become fun. So there's this big Penn and Teller episode where they go about games and gun violence. And they take this 14-year-old kid who loves fucking Modern Warfare, and he's shooting shit, and he's like sniping games and stuff. And they take him to the woods and they let him shoot an AR-15. And just some kid who's not from American gun culture. And the kid's crying because it's not fun. Shit's exploding. There's noise.
There's a thing about realism, and I think a lot of people say that. This person I was talking about says that as well. But it's not really realism when our AI in our current games at the highest level is still so substandard that on this very show we have talked about it for years.
Like I said, someone will use this and do interesting stuff, and we'll get used to it. So I'm not afraid that it won't work. So I'm there with you for a part, but I'm also there for the part that says the dream people have, it won't evolve into the dream we have, because we as players, like I said, so that's one part. The second part is I have to talk to someone to get the same response. So I'm being asked to role play something, which is already the hardest to do in game, is to place yourself in. That's why we're always third personing these stories. Oh, look, I have to, this is my love interest. And I say, I want to be with you tonight, and I can't because we got to kill the bad guy. And then she responds, but I love you anyway. Maybe we should run off and not kill the bad guy. And it's asking us to be actors on a level which is not fun. That's why some people like LARPing. I don't like LARPing. I don't want to go around. I shot you level 3. Whatever. It's too much fun. It's too much realism for me. I enjoy being a god in most games, and not some sort of low life where I go, I don't want to ask every NPC how they're doing. How's your day? How are you doing? Yeah,
it's a choice. It's a tool. You can also regulate it. It doesn't mean that you have full masses of freedom. Developers can obviously place restrictions on it, like conversationally. Suggest positive things.
Get to the point where you say, I want more. Okay. It is a difficult discussion, and I have don't know final truth on this. I'm just.
We have to see the implementation.
And not even that. But I met what's his name, Neil Newborn, who's Asterion in Bulwark, in Baldur's Gate. Yeah, I met him at the Golden Joysticks. Lovely human being. He had a very vulnerable speech about how gaming sort of lifted it up. And we all know the story. If you've played Baldur's Gate, well, you're on Xbox, so maybe you're. But it's a fantastic game. Go play it when they ever get it to work on Xbox. But that storyline of that character is a bespoke creation between the actor that does the voice and motion capture and the writers. It is also a very distilled, tight narrative. You can't go, it makes the character weaker if you can go up to a stair and say, hey, and what did you do last Friday? You want to go out and shoot some pool? It's outside. So there is the restriction of that. You don't know. Everything gives it control and can have it just like a movie can give you that emotional effect. So I am not convinced. I think this is a side discussion, but I'm not convinced that technology will deliver what we seek in that sense. What we want and what gamers ultimately chose in the Golden Joystick this year was that they want this bespoke, mature depth of writing and feeling and emotion, which honestly is only valuable when it's actually written and not when it's generated. Because
I understand that. Yeah, I don't think they're mutually exclusive either. It all depends on execution. But one thing I also have a lot of artists who feel like, and I know this from my artist friend, artists and graphic designers generally are the most underappreciated people in there. And I feel like AI is actually going to help redress the balance or increase the recognition of, ooh, that's man-made, ooh, that's custom.
I agreed one. I think what it will do, because it will generate, and this is my prediction why I'm not happy, it will generate a mountain of crap that will take a decade, whatever it takes for us as a culture to get used to AI. It will happen over a mountain of crap as everybody gets without an ounce of talent or experience gets to use it, and real talent will get buried. What will come out of that is that as a culture, a reappreciation of the artistic process, because at some point someone is going to make something that's so fundamentally more interesting, and that will establish a new relationship between us and AI art that is worthwhile. It's just that the journey there is going to be very destructive. I
agree with you.
And it's going to lead a lot of people to think. Anything I rant about is not going to stop any of this, because that's nonsense. It's going to happen. It's about preparing people, and especially people I love, independent small artists. How can I survive? And then people get, shouldn't I join AI? Shouldn't I be part of the winners? Because this is the narrative. If you're not, I go on a board with friends, investors, the money folks. Yeah, if you're not investing in AI, you're going to be a loser. You're going to lose out. Well, let me tell you, everybody's going to invest in AI, and its magic trick is that anybody can use it. So in what the fuck are you going to invest if you're not the fucking AI platform holder? It's bullshit. Anybody can use it. It is, if that democratization they're saying is going to happen, the mountain of shit scenario is going to happen. Who is going to come out at the end of the mountain of shit? People who have actual skills that cannot be reproduced, who have something to say. Those are going to come out on top. So why fucking invest in AI? No, you got to fucking be so far outside of it that it's not touching you. That is, for small independent creators, the only fucking survival scenario. And joining in means you're going to join in with the untrained masses who are going to have their app store fucking feces mountain. That's all I care about, is that people.
What about talented people using AI cleverly to enhance their already talents? A lot of people in the chat are saying that it's a tool. Like, it keeps saying it is a tool.
So I will predict what's going to happen. So if you're super talented, you start using AI. The nature of the AI is that your output is not going to be so dramatically far from. You're going to be dramatically better. That belies the dream of AI. Let's say I make the perfect new gameplay, because we're also going to generate games, the perfect new vampire survivors, the addictive fucking original thought. I use AI to get 1,000 NPCs to talk to you. It's going to be fucking, it's like fucking it's the best fucking thing. Some kid in China will have copied it like that. Because the AI will learn for it. It will learn why it's successful, and it will reproduce it, because that's what AI does when it gets better. And what are you? You're fucked. And who's going to win? It's the one that has the money to market it, and outperform anybody else, or the other. No, that's one. So the money people who make the shit on the App Store are going to win because they've got the money to buy eyeballs. It's the people who already have eyeballs because they're famous or they're historically done interesting shit. And that's about it. That's the only two people who are going to survive. Being the first at something at that point doesn't mean anything, because anybody can. They use the same tools. Everybody's using the same fucking tool. But I make shit.
The homogenization of development and mass adoption of Unreal Engine and then AI, there is that element of it where I am a bit worried that, we're going to have these and I think there's an element of you're correct that we're going to get these kind of like, they're almost like it's a gimmick at that point, and the implementation of it will be, we will see the shiny thing. But you'll see.
It's not a gimmick, because it's going to work. You make the perfect vampire survivors and 1,000 pop up, and there is a 99% likelihood that one of the other ones does it just a little bit better. Because that is the nature of the thing.
But that's the nature of human development. It is just part of our advancement as a race and technology. It's like you're farting into a tornado at this point, Thomas, because the change is coming.
No, I am fucking Don Quixote. I am fighting the fucking windmills. This is an unwinnable battle. This is going to happen. But what it means is that, well, like I said, yeah. So it means like as a gamer, you'll love it. Well, okay, so as a consumer, you will rely on AI, whatever tool you have, to wade through the shit and find the gold. That's difficult already because so that's what's going to happen. You will the people that be winners is the people that are going to help you wade through the shit, and there will be so much shit. And the shit will be good.
Good shit is all what we need.
Good shit, but it's like at some point.
It's not so bad, Thomas. You are so.
You think that's good?
We'll have this conversation in 10 years, and we're going to be like, we'll have some examples of that game was bad, but this game was cool. Did you enjoy it?
Everybody's going to be. The only person who fucking got richer is the guys owning the fucking AI.
They always get richer anyway. There's always the publishers get rich. Microsoft get rich. Bobby Kotick gets his golden parachute and he fucks off and has sex with loads of prostitutes. And we go watch from a distance and cry about the inequities of life.
I think the one thing we can add is Phil Spencer's analysis that quality as a mode, which was in one of the leaked papers,
Oh, yeah.
Production quality, production volume is a mode. You can only get your fucking Baldur's Gate at Larian, which is has 6 studios. It's a AAA giant company, or you can only get your Starfield from Bethesda. And he said that mode is becoming less.
Yeah, what was the quote?
Over time? So, they are going to lose as well. The
AAA development and publishers he said that. Phil Spencer said that there's not much, essentially saying not much creativity anyway, spiraling dev costs. Wouldn't this redress the balance a little bit? Yes, people lose their jobs. Yes, I'm not saying it's good. No, it's inevitable with technological advancements. It's like we've been here before, but in the gaming spaces.
I hope so. That'd be nice.
I think the focus will go to AA's and indies. I think they will be empowered.
It doesn't work that way. It doesn't help the indies. It never helps the small guys. It never does.
I reckon there's something really interesting in there that you said about the replication of things, because I see like you look at like legendary developer like Hideo Kojima or something, someone who's considered a visionary, and you consider the number of people that have ideas that they themselves think are brilliant. Most of them are probably wrong. Most of these ideas are terrible, but there are going to be some people out there that have brilliant ideas and are never going to get the opportunity to realize them. And the positive spin on it is that AI might kind of enable some real talented people to actually make something that they weren't capable of. But what you've said there about the fact that as soon as something good comes about, there's going to be like hundreds, thousands of instant replicas. That is a really good point. Just because Tom Henderson's been really quiet for a little while, Tom, if you had AI that was magical and could make a brilliant game, would you be able to make a brilliant game? You got the ideas for it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I've got ideas for a couple of games. Yeah, I think that I really don't see that much of a problem with it, especially when the final winners of the game is
or losers. I think they're going to be the winners as well. But yeah, look, Tom, I'm like you. I have the same idea. I feel like now. Some people, that barrier of development, of all those skills that you say take 10 years to hone, Thomas Suller, we don't have the benefit of that. We haven't had whatever life choices we made or whatever. Some people don't have the same equity. They've come out and know, like, whatever situation, but their creativity is
still
stifled.
Want the benefit of that. Because it's not giving you the 10 years of experience.
No, but it's enabling you to maybe, if what's in here can be translated into what's there. Just if it helps to do that.
GaaS is a good example. He's one of those people that thinks he has good ideas and guarantee they're terrible. Sorry, carry on, Thomas.
Everybody has good ideas. Ideas. I had a good idea just an hour ago. Fuck it. Let's shit it out. I'll never make it.
Shit it out.
The thing is, which is the system of creativity, is that you then go make it, and you fail, and you fail, and you learn. By trying to make the thing, you learn and you get better at, and you get better.
And then you die before the game comes out.
Well, no, this is Archer. This is the guy who draw the Hiroshi, where the Japanese guy he's 90 and he's painting waves in that Japanese style for prints and he turns 90 and says, "Shit, I've only just starting to get good at this shit."
I wish he had my journey.
Well, trust me, he has more interesting things to say than some kid who's I have a good idea, button, there's the fucking game. It's the fact that, it is, you learn by doing it, and I'm
not turning down the value of the learning. I understand that.
By that process being a little bit faster. So AI as a augmentative tool, fucking fantastic. If I don't have to keyframe, I can make an anime. But I want to make an anime, but I don't know fuck shit about anime. So I am looking forward to the 10 years trying to learn how to be a fucking anime maker, because that's going to teach me how you do it. And then something worthwhile comes out. And you know what? That's what's going to, when I die, fucking, he spent fucking 30 years trying to understand video games and make something interesting. Finally, he pooped out something that was interesting. That's a good fucking epitaph, rather than I pushed a button when I was 18, made 20 million. And
according to you, it
was all owned by fucking Elon Musk.
That's according to you. You spent 30 years, and some bloke called Dave was just like, yeah, that guy with the weird hair, that guy was on the Golden Globes. He made that good game. Oh yeah, that was a good game. By the way, did you see that little kid who just made that freaking Roblox 17? He's fucking brilliant, isn't it? Yeah, fuck. And now you're receding into the fucking footnotes because you have this high and mighty or moral fucking thing over yourself.
I will be so fucking outdated, man. Oh, fuck yeah. I will be dead and fucking buried. I am a fucking fossil. I fucking believe it. I swear at some point she'll come over that same kid will come over me in 40 years and I'll be fucking. And he's young, and he's just in the Roblox, and I've been trying to fuck around this stupid game, work for 30 years, wasting my time, doing it by hand, coding on fucking abacusses, and these 70-year-old kids. I just made a fucking million things. And then he'll come to me, I feel bored and dissatisfied. This is the story as old as fucking time.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
Life, the effort. Well, so that... Imagine that someone makes this perfect. So that's one scenario. We can debate about this. The future will tell what's happened, and like I said, people will make interesting shit. And that's one side of the debate. Will some 70-year-old kid make something interesting? Once in a while, he will. But the fantasy that everybody can and will everybody makes everybody's doing it. Then
it's not exactly special. It's just like
it's not. Well, let me put some economics. So for everybody listening, the economics. If something is rare, it's valuable. We all get that. That's baseline economics. Gold is rare. Diamonds are rare.
Yeah.
The more common something is sand. I can go and pick some sand. It's dirt cheap. I can get it everywhere. If you make creativity that common, it's going to be worth fuck all. So. The idea we're going to be rich because I can do AI. No, your neighbor, everybody's going to be able to do it. So it's not worth fuck all. So the future,
someone somewhere will use the very tools that you hate to create something special, because those tools will enable them to will motivate them. I'll give you an example.
Zero money, and nobody will find it. And someone else, if it's good, some giant corporation that already has all their money, will take the marketing and make all the money. And we'll prop out the 1 in 1,000 example. So look at this one person made $1 million for the gazillions of fucking losers around it. The economics of it doesn't make sense. The economics is that it becomes available to everybody. It's worth fuck all.
That's a very particular line of thinking. Let me just get these super chats before we get into it, because you guys have a lot to say on it. Face, I will read your super chat later. Shabs, my obligation to say Cooper for Acer. Great guess, a lot of sauce. People hit that like button. We're getting into some memes. A random guy, thank you again for the $7 Canadian. Having a rough day, but I'm always stoic about it. This podcast is a fucking godsend. Thank you, man. He goes, sup, Tom ×2. Oh, there's 2 Toms, actually. I didn't even realize. Hey, Acer GaaS, the Source King, Phil Spencer, GG's. I hope we can make your day better. And it won't all be ominous chat from Tomasala, who shits on our dreams of realizing the game that's in our heads. I'm just kidding. Shabs Inevitable, thank you, be remembered for 25 months. He goes, said the same thing. I just read that super chat. I'm a piece of shit. Poxy, thank you for being for a member of 25 months and resubbing as well, man. And Spotted661, Starfield is an amazing game. It's called Pretending with an Imagination. This is what games do. This is what games project. Do you want to play simulation games or have fun? Spartan agreeing with you there, Thomas. I want to have both, and I don't think they're mutually exclusive. But apparently, talking to some fit little AI in a planet and say, yo, you want to have sex? She goes, yeah, let's do it. All right, let's do it. Done. And you have your core story where you have the same bullshit, crappy about artifacts. You can have both. Methusiel with the $3.49. Thank you from New Zealand, because we're all fans of AI till it threatens our livelihoods. It's true, absolutely, and it does. There are conversations in almost every. I don't think a lot of developers, concept artists are fucked. I know that for a fact because it has helped me develop stuff that I've used AI art for other than memes. But okay, let's go. Let me read the super chats before I go on a fucking tangent. Hagi Chani, he goes, if using AI cuts time to make AAA games from 7 years to 3. This, Tom Henderson, this is your point. When do we start? Tech will always change the landscape of any industry. Deal with it. Oh, damn. That's fucking angry from Huggy Channy. I partially agree with you as well. BT Maverick, thank you for the $10 super chat. It goes, feels like if we had Twitter in the 1920s, society would have had the same complaints about planes and cars and how dangerous they are and taking away our jobs. Now look at where the tech advancement is. Oh, part of it's true. Huggy Channy with a $10 super chat, thank you. He goes, hey Thomas, it was nice meeting you in LA last June. Hope things are good with you. On the development side, would you rather make games the way they were made in the 80s? Lots of learning.
Oh, can I answer that one, please?
Yeah, of course.
I would love to have lived in the 80s. Be able to make games by myself. You know what happened? There's like, maybe there was in the 80s, 5,000 people that could make games. All those fuckers are fucking rich, man. They made all the games that we adore. All the fucking... They figured out all that shit. All the archetypes. The first fucking RPG, man. That Lord British fucker, he went into space, man. I want to be him.
Which guy?
The shit was simple. Wow, that was great, man. Oh, I love your dad.
I feel like
sad. I want to live in the 80s. Yeah. Oh, I never died. Fuck me.
I would love to live in the 80s as well. But... I feel like this is a very nuanced conversation. I feel like there's a lot of sensitivity about people losing jobs, and that's kind of making things murky. I personally am always excited by the advent of tech. I do agree with you. This is why I always refer it to you, Thomas. I don't refer it to anyone. I tag you in it anytime it's good or bad, because I want you to... You know, I tagged you a couple of weeks ago, then I got suspended, was basically saying, like, don't look at this, Tom, because it's like, you know, they're using AI more and more.
We had some fucking humor on the last thread. It wasn't that serious.
No, absolutely. I don't profess to know the answers to this and how this is going to pan out, but I cannot genuinely, for someone who's been dying to see some advancement generally in game design, I'm very excited about it.
Why to see advancement? I'll show you a game from 10 years ago, and it's fucking shit. The shit we have nowadays, fucking unbelievable. Have you played Starfield? It looks fucking... have you seen the Star Citizen fucking reveal where they're actually gonna finish this fucker?
When?
It fucking blew my mind, man. You're in a fucking boat.
Well, that's fucking... Hopefully AI can get them to finish that game, because that game's been in the works for fucking 10 years. And it's still in alpha.
So... The people think the game will be done quicker. We don't have to wait as long because we have AI.
That's not necessarily true, but yeah.
This is not going to happen. The economics of it are that they will use AI to cut costs, not ship games faster. Games have a very specific cycle. I will give you that 7 years is a tad long. But the cycle 6 years for Larian and for Baldur's Gate is actually a really decent cycle in marketing. And look at how fast the Marvel movies are coming out. The faster they come out, the more shittier they get, because you get used to him, and you know everything you adapt to everything. So the speed at which these studios produce the content is not going to change because it gets.
Is that necessary? Is that exactly true though?
To make it's not.
No, it's not just cheaper though. Think about it.
More.
I saw some AI tech generating randomized geometry for like wood and trees. Now that would save some time for artists to curate trees.
Nothing, because they're getting it for China for dirt cheap anyway. That's the fallacy. Oh, they can finally make fully realized with all the shit you see in that we saw this Modern Warfare thing. All this content is they're just buying it. Nobody's making it. Well, somebody's making it, but they're not paying for some fancy someone like me to spend 100 hours to make this fully realistic BPM 3 from Kazakhstan, battle scratched from Iraq, whatever. Fully accurate. No, you just get someone in Malaysia or China to make it for shit. So that is the complete. Every game is filled with outsourced content. AI is just a replacement. It's just a simpler, cheaper form of AI. And so for some people that go, a lot of the content where you go AI. So I use my scooter in London, these electric scooters. And, and in London, you require a driver's license. In Paris, you don't. So in the Uber app, I had to photograph my driver's license, and it got checked. And you think, oh, AI is checking that. No, that's some guy in a warehouse in fucking Bangalore is looking at the picture on my driver's license if it's the same as in my profile pic. That's
so you think?
Because that's cheaper than giving the money to fucking OpenAI for an expensive license. Because there's already people complaining about how expensive. So there's a natural.
Well, speed that up though. The guy in Bangalore is going to be like, hello, bastard. This is not the same person, bastard. AI will do it instantly. Boom, you're now using your scooter instead of waiting for 10 minutes for some guy called Rajiv in India to wake up, look at it, and say, but the AI can do it instantly. You are now using your scooter immediately, and you're having a great experience. You think it was the best.
Does your Windows, we're fucking 30 years, does your Windows start instantly? I have not seen any significant fucking changes in the load time of Windows in fucking 2 decades. Everything is the same. And everything is the same. Because the economic laws dictate that shit only gets fractionally better according to the amount of money I pay extra and the amount of profit they made. There is a natural, it's like equilibrium bodies of water. They will balance around the point. The owner gets the most money. So they don't give a shit if it takes 15 seconds or 20 seconds. I already paid for the bike ride. And this is what will happen with AI. So I think we're shitting ourselves. We're giving it by saying, oh, it'll be great, we'll get more shit. We are just blatantly whitewashing why this is actually being done. It's to make shit cheaper. Because that's the natural instinct.
One element. You're so negative. I didn't know you were so negative about AI. Like you.
It's gonna be cheaper, man. Fucking celebrate that.
There's definitely a point that most of it.
3 years, release it in 6 to do 3 years of marketing, and you gotta wait and be excited for a little bit more because that's the perfect time to make the most fucking money. That's it.
Well, let's agree to disagree on the AI chat. I think we could go on forever on the AI chat.
You invited me. You knew this was going to happen.
I'm glad. I'm glad it happened because I want people to understand that there are bits of. People are like, there's so much virtue signaling on the internet. So, oh, you don't care about people losing their job. It's going to be shit. And a lot of people are saying it's just going to be cost-cutting exercise. And I'm not saying that that's not going to be the case. But I am excited, damn it. I'm excited for technology to evolve. And let's see where it goes. Let's see where it goes, okay? But all I know is AI helped you use that scooter instantaneously instead of Rajiv going, wait a minute, this guy's got a fucking international driving license. How do I fucking reconcile it with my fucking notes here that I've got from Boris Johnson or whatever? And AI has helped you do that. Anyway, Tando with a $2 super chat. Thank £2, sorry, because he goes, fuck AI. JV with a $2 says, absolutely nothing. Thank you, JV, for the super chat. And then he said,
please take a breath before you die. Just a little breathe. Inhale. Get the oxygen round. Then carry on.
And now the final super chat from JV. He goes, "Would you be in favor of AI reviews for games? If it's good, there's so many shit reviews out there. I would love to have, but AI would have to be, what's it called? What's it called when it has to be self-aware?
Sentient.
Are those what the parameters of it? It would, you know what? I would welcome AI reviews because it can't be as shit as IGN. Now, next
AI players to make AI user reviews, and I just turn it on and make money. That's fucking.
Well, most of the user reviews are dog shit anyway. Right. Okay. AI, drink some more. Okay. So
Empty.
it's empty. Oh fuck! 2 beers. Is that it? We're gonna. Okay. So I didn't actually get to chat to you guys about what games you've been playing. I usually do this at the start of the show. Before I go into the next topic, Thomas Sola, do you just make games? Do you get a chance to play games? If you have, what game has stolen your life or your attention?
I played Baldur's Gate 3. This last game I finished, except at the end my computer wasn't powerful enough to do it because I don't make enough money.
Oh damn! Really?
Nah, but it was. But I loved it. It's great.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate. Yeah, I think that's gonna win Game of the Year. What about you, Tom? The other Tom H. What are you thinking about? What games have you? What game is gonna win Game of the Year for you?
It's going to be Baldur's Gate. It has to be,
Baldur's Gate.
Surely. Yeah. Or maybe Lord of the Rings Gollum.
A game that could have been made by AI or be better. Yeah, okay.
Second place, Skull Island, Rise of Kong.
Kong. That was from the 360. Did you say Kong?
No, they're just really
Skull
recently
Island,
released
Rise
another
of Kong.
disaster.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What the fuck? If only they had AI or AI reviews to tell them, by the way, this is a shit game. Yeah.
Tom, you said what you think is going to win Game of the Year. Is Baldur's Gate 3 like your Game of the Year, or what have you been up to?
I don't really play that many games, to be honest. The last game that I played was Spider-Man 2. I started Modern Warfare 3 on Thursday. But yeah, I don't really have the time to play a 30-40 hour playthrough.
I know how you feel.
That's why I played Spider-Man at 20 hours.
Yeah. I played Modern Warfare. I've been playing it 4 hours today. And I'm enjoying COD more than I have for a very long time. Yet, despite that, I can't believe that this is not DLC. Every map in Modern Warfare 2 is from Modern Warfare 2. As for Modern Warfare 3 is from Modern Warfare 2. But I love Modern Warfare 2. So for me, it's like, wait a minute. I'm playing Terminal, Afghan, High Rise, all these games. And I realized every single map is from the old Modern Warfare 2. And I fucking love it. But it's lazy as fuck. Like, how do they get away with that? At the same time, I'm loving it. For me, it's great. And I'm stuck in it like... It's like crack. It's got that crack element of it. I hate the menus. In the shitting menus piss me off so much.
Yeah, you
so
still
much.
paid for it.
I didn't. But
everybody else is.
Oh well, yeah. But thing is though, if you loved Modern Warfare 2, you will actually fucking love that game. Well, the guns are different. Well, fine. But I played hardcore. I was playing with J-Rock, and I spent so many hours, like literally from before the show, like maybe 10 hours straight, and my head is like pounding from playing that game. But I love that game because it's not clever. It's not doing something exciting. It's in the opposite. It's being lazy, but great.
Do you think you enjoy it just because of the nostalgia of the maps, though?
I also think the map design is good because I'm always looking out at map design in these games, and last COD's map design was pretty shit for most of the maps. And here I was like, okay, even fucking Wasteland, which is a very basic sniper map, it was more fun because you have these like crossing over in the middle of the pit. The map design was always better in those maps. There's a reason why it's successful. Yes, absolutely, there's an element of nostalgia, but there's also there's new guns, and there's this dopamine release of they've got the sounds right. It's so bad, but it's like that AI kind of game. But it's it just feels right, and I'm going to play this for a while. And this week I've also played a completed Armored Core 6, which was beautiful game, very different. I might even do the other 2 playthroughs if I have time, but I have to play other games. I also finished Gears of Hive Busters for finally, which I think solidifies that my active reload idea is the best. So yeah, I've been playing quite a lot of games, and I'm going to be playing fucking Alan Wake 2. I can't wait to play it, but the only reason I haven't played it... So, okay, this is the thing I said. Look, I said there's no creative games in there. And then you had, what's that PlayStation fanboy who does tech analysis? NXG and NX Gamer. He was just like coming back and saying, oh, what about creativity? Like, this is the same shit you were saying, Thomas Seller. But I was just like, you know what? There's different types of creativity. Alan Wake is just beautiful. Very still a rigid, like third person, narrative driven game, but it's a beautiful game. If you guys haven't played it, I'd like to see what your thoughts on it, because the camp is completely split. Cole Eastwood says it's a piece of shit game. So does
Cole said what on Alan Wake?
He says, oh, it's so boring. BG says it's so boring, there's not enough action. I'm like, Randall Thor says it's the best game of the year. I've just started playing it. Tando says Alan Sleep 2. I think it's a beautiful game. But gameplay is taking a back seat
out there, and they have fun doing it. The little human fucking video. I haven't played Alan Wake 2, but I'm just going off what they did on Control, which was perhaps the most mind-blowing game ever. You're gonna love this if you like Control. I'm gonna love that. Oh, yeah, but it's like Finnish weird guys taking their Finnish fucking shit into some fucking Stephen King shit. It's like an AI. You're gonna love this game. Never gonna do something that fucking idiosyncratic. It's wonderful. AI will make the gun look better. I will agree. Yes. There you go. It will make the cop on the second car respond realistically. But the core, what makes Alan Wake 2 great, it won't be used because that's some fucking people made that. So you're saying Remedy should embrace AI for Alan Wake 3 and it will be a better game? No, I shouldn't. No, let me be humble. I would not pursue Remedy. What the fuck do you ever? Those guys are fucking brilliant.
I know, but it is. If you like Control, this game merges all actual story from Control. It's shared universe.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. It's gonna be amazing. I'm just waiting to finish my own game, and then I'm gonna get my mind. Gonna take a shitload of acid and shrooms.
That's exactly how you should play this game. It's fucking scary, though. I will tell you that. It'll blow your mind, bro. Do it on shrooms. You'll be fucking. It'll fuck you up. It's a great game, Alan. I can't wait to play it. But. There's so many good games this year. So many good games. And luckily, we're going to get even more great games coming next year thanks to AI. I'm going to move on from that. Finally, we got this. And this game could probably do with AI, but I don't know. GTA 5, the trailer is going to be announced. Rockstar put us through out of our misery after years of speculation. It's going to happen. GTA 6, sorry. What are 5 there? GTA 6 is finally coming out after fucking... The GTA 5 still sells like mad. But now finally we're going to get GTA 6. And, so first of all, everyone got pissed off at Jason Schreier for leaking it like a day early. Like, even though I like to shit on Jason Schreier, is it really a big deal? All he said was, there's a trailer coming out in December. And then Rockstar announced it. Oh, no, he took it away from me. What the fuck? Makes no difference. Now we know. Tom Henderson, what do you know about GTA 6? Have you seen the shit? Do you know some shit? You know some shit.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff in 2021. I did like a video on it and stuff. But yeah, I'm really excited for this game. What I will say though is that if it's not going to be at the Game Awards, because they announced it's going to be at the beginning of December, right? Jeff Keighley needs to fucking shut that shit down straight away and say that it's not going to be there if it isn't. Because if it's revealed after it, the outrage is going to be horrendous for the Game Awards.
Do you really think the outrage is going to be that bad if the game isn't shown at the Game Awards? If I was Keighley, I wouldn't say anything.
Well, as soon as the announcement was made, Keighley then advertised the Game Awards, so implying that it could be there.
Oh, I see.
No,
So
if you look at the
Yeah.
views, though, you look at the views that anything Grand Theft Auto 6 gets, Jeff Keighley wants those, whether he's got it or not, right?
Yeah, he's a slimy little bugger. You know that. He's a proper slimy little shit. Did you, when E3 got announced to be fucking closed, he's just on social media, he just came everywhere. Literally, he's like, boom, Game Awards. Instantly, the corpse wasn't even fucking cold. It was so warm. And of the E3, he just announced it shamelessly. So don't expect him to fucking say anything. I guarantee you won't. He's going to ride that fucking train and going to get it, and it's not going to be there, and it doesn't matter. He would have just come on his chest anyway, because that's what Jeff Keighley does. So I don't even blame him. In fact, actually, I don't even blame him. I would do the same thing, because for outrage, internet's always outraged. They're going to be outraged that he's going to have 75,000 adverts in his show. So they're always going to be outraged. He has no competition now. He doesn't. And we're going to be excited for it. But GTA 6 is going to be fucking... And the thumbnail... Look! Chat! NX Gamer or whatever your name is. You don't like AI? This thumbnail for this very stream made by AI. I shit you not. What? You know what? Thomasana, how the fuck do you feel, motherfucker? I'm telling you, AI made it look good. You didn't even know it. Do you know why? Because GTA 6 isn't out. I can't make a thumbnail out of nothingness. Well, you know what I did? I used ChatGPT's DALL-E, which I pay for. I uploaded a GTA 5 cover. I said, hey, can you make a thumbnail out of this? You use a male and female character and the same vibes. Chat, if you look into this thumbnail, it just used... And then, to address the balance, graphic designer who gets paid... spruce it up. He's now using AI together. I'm empowering artists, merging technology and flesh and mind, body and soul. See, you know that movie AI? What's that AI movie? That's fucking incredible. That the guy from basically this AI escapes. It's fucking amazing. Oh, what is it? Ex Machina. And that guy treats that AI like shit, like a sex robot. That's what you would do, Thomas Sulla. Whereas I would probably fall in love with her and realize her dreams and have a conversation. You know, all these AI movies, there's always a bad guy who just uses them. But I would listen to the AI. I just don't think you would do that because you're cold-hearted. That's the thing.
I'm a cold-hearted, but it looks fucking cheap, mate.
Fuck. What, the thumbnail?
Yeah.
What the fuck do you want me to do? There's no fucking news. What do you want me to use? A PlayStation 6 5 render? And then I would end up using AI anyway.
I want that gaming thing, the gasoning where you go. On every GIF, everywhere. It's just you going.
Oh, man. Look, we can't escape it.
Hey, I'd rather play GTA than look at your shitty fucking recreation.
So would I, bro. So would I. But
let's agree it's a poor substitute and be
well, at least it let me create something. I couldn't fucking make something. What do you want me to do? Learn some art skills and make it for a thumbnail? See, that's clever use of technology and AI.
Not everything has to be art. People go, oh, you want everything to be art. No, not everything has to be art, man.
Yeah, it's true.
It's okay.
It's true. It has to relay the message.
Okay. And then you made someone polish that turd. It's okay.
Hey, listen. Not everything in this channel is made by AI. Okay, most people don't even care about their thumbnails.
That's what AI will turn us all. You can polish that turd.
Polish that turd. Hey, listen, chat.
Oh, look, it came up.
We have the best thumbnails in the game.
It's polished turd. And it's all good.
Fuck it. Nintendo, the attacker with a $5 super chat. If you flip the 6 upside down in GTA 6, it's GTA AI. And AI wins again. Nintendo, you're correct. You're correct. What are you expecting, Thomas Sulla, from this game? Like, GTA 6 has so much apparently it cost $2 billion to make because it didn't have AI. What, $2 billion, $1 to $2 billion.
I didn't even finish GTA 5. It was just too big, man. I've got 3 kids. Jesus Christ, it took forever.
I fucking love GTA 5. Online was amazing.
I loved everything about it. The satire, the ride. It's fucking Rockstar. It's Rockstar. They do their own thing. I would love it if they didn't go to the Jeff Keighley show just to wear fucking Rockstars. Why would go to shit show? No.
Probably won't. They probably won't.
No. Why would they? There's nothing to gain for them. They can drop a fart on Wednesday and still be the biggest thing in gaming ever. So, no, there's no amount of money Jeff Keighley has. He can pay fucking Rockstar to do that. That's the thing. You know, normally you pay to get on that show, and he's got to pay now. You know how much money they're going to make of GTA 5? They don't give a shit.
Bro, it's surpassed 300 million views.
I think the Rockstar is still a bit. I hope they're still Rockstar and stay Rockstar and do something Rockstar, and it's going to be the best fucking satire. I don't care about all the cars and playing the open world. If it's something I can play in 60 hours, I'll be fine. But it's going to be mind blowing, and people will play it for 20 years because there'll be 1,000 GTA 6 re-editions and stuff. So it's we'll see what it does. The only thing I think, which I wish they, not redone it. Let's not do the nostalgia. I heard it might be the going back to Miami.
It is going back to Miami, yeah.
Can't we just go to a new, I
kind of thinking the same as well.
They're going to do something amazing and prove me totally wrong because that's. Yeah. I would like to have a GTA like Tokyo GTA or something, or fucking German 80s GTA, man. Fucking shit. Or something, I remember playing the British GTA, the 2D one before they went
the GTA London, the top-down one.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty
with the buttons, the police officers coming.
Yeah, 80s fucking London GTA with the Cray twins or something, like a satire of that. With Brexit or something,
be harder to do. But that was my question. Was going to be to you.
They want. It's not harder to do, man. But I think Vice City. They're just. I heard they're doing something with the entire of America. And you're going to travel around America. I think that's a pretty cool idea. It'll be cool. Let's not shit ourselves. It'll be very fucking cool.
That's why they're so fucking exciting about Rockstar.
But it'll be fucking awesome. So yeah, looking forward to that. I'm secretly a bit more of a Star Citizen fan than I am a GTA fan. But
yeah, I mean, I like sci-fi more as well, but GTA Rockstar, they're actually going to deliver a finished game, unlike Star Citizen.
It's going to take 6 years to get here. I don't think they're going to surprise drop it's here in April, but I hope not. But
when do you think it's going to come out?
If they announce, 3 years.
3 years? That sounds reasonable.
I think that's the marketing soak, and they get to finish it, and then they need to give us a tease because they're stockholders and shit. I think that's actually more important for a company that size. Just let out a fart of noise. We're going to be mega profitable in 3 years, and then again get some fucking magicians in to get extra money in those 3 years and leverage shit, whatever. I think 3 years at the very least. Might be long. I don't think it's a surprise drop here. Why would they do that? There's no
way. There's going to have a sustained campaign over a period of time. Everyone's going to get excited. They're going to build it up, release new trailers.
The thing is, you go to where, like water, it will go to the least amount of effort, the quickest way down. They're just going to drop it, and everybody's going to talk about it for 3 years, and they don't have to do anything. It's the cheapest marketing on earth because they're the big dog. It's coming, and then every year around this time, every time the game was, are we going to get some new footage from GTA 6?
Yeah, it's going to be like that.
Is this going to be the year?
yeah.
Milk that.
Just like GTA 5.
It's
just like GTA 5.
Yeah. It's free.
But it's Rockstar. But the challenge is high. Like Tom
thinks, by the way, because he's the expert on shit. I'm not the expert on GTA.
Yeah, Tom, there is a lot riding on it. $2 billion reportedly spent on this. They had that leak that showed off stuff that they weren't very happy about. What does Rockstar need to do to deliver a game that would match the ridiculous expectations from them?
It's going to, I think that it's probably going to do $1 billion in 2 days.
$1 billion?
Yeah. GTA 5 did $1 billion in 3 days, I think it was. But that's because it was on the past generation consoles at the time, which was a higher console market and stuff. But I think that the online community reaction is going to be really interesting, just because of how much our opinions have changed, and there isn't going to be any middle ground for GTA 6. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's either going to be the best thing ever, or it's going to be a pile of dog shit.
Yeah,
there isn't going to be any middle ground.
People were judging the leaks on that already. It was like,
I mean, that was one of that, because when the leaks happened, we launched Insider Gaming around the same time, and we did like a thread of loads of in-game development footage because everyone was hating on it, and that was like our best thread that we did.
Okay. Do you think it's going to be a good game though?
Yeah, it's going to be a good game. GTA Online, the new version of GTA Online is going to do insane.
You see, you mentioned the GTA Online quite a bit. Both of you gents have mentioned GTA Online. What about the single player?
Well, I mean, the single player is going to be good, but that's not the focus anymore. GTA Online for GTA 5 has proven that, that's the methodology moving forward.
That's where the money is.
Yeah. So.
And that's where the eyes are. But what are we expecting? Because, I mean, GTA Online can be great, but I think there's definitely going to be a massive magnifying glass aimed at this. Asa, like AI, we talk about complexity of AI routines in a world that's believable with the density that GTA 5 had, which still puts so many games today to shame. So GTA 6 surely is going to increase that. Is there anything you're expecting that GTA 5 didn't do?
Right. So first thing there, the release window. I was listening to ACG's podcast on Friday, I think it was, and they were talking about the release schedule between trailer and launch for Rockstar games, and typically GTA 4, GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 all had a 2-year window, like almost exactly 2 years. They did their reveal trailer and they released it 2 years later. Things can change because development cycles are different now and marketing beats are different now, so it might be 3, but it's not likely to be soon after the release. The question about GTA Online is a big one with this game, because it has made so much money. GTA 5 as a single player game at launch was successful in its own right, but over the course of a decade or more, it sold like 5 million in the last quarter or something ridiculous like that, and that is the online component. And Take-Two, the publisher, they're not a nice publisher, they're one of the greediest publishers. They're fairly sinister in the way that they monetize things. So I'm almost surprised that they're still fully supporting the single player one at all, because when they're looking at where the money is and they're looking at their spreadsheets, it's all the money's in the online side of it. But all of those previous games, and Red Dead Redemption 2 didn't have a successful online bit, and that sold something like 57 million. So the campaigns do still merit that spending. In terms of what it's going to do, I'm not speaking firsthand here because I haven't played Red Dead 2, but if you look at the hardware they came on, GTA 5 was on the 360, so that has aged and dated. Red Dead Redemption 2 was on the Xbox One and the PS4, which had like potato CPUs, and it still hasn't been surpassed in what it does with the AI and the interactions and all the rest of it, like the dynamic gameplay. GTA 6 is coming out on respectable hardware. A lot of people are getting upset with these consoles because they're looking at their frame rates and saying, oh, it was supposed to be 60 and everything, but these CPUs are an order of magnitude massively better than the previous generation. So to put that in the hands of Rockstar, who have proven that they can get like magic out of a potato, can't wait to see what they do. And I'm not a big GTA head. I don't typically get through to the end of them, but I'm fascinated by what that studio can do. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. You always get me excited. If anyone in this space, it's going to be Rockstar that's going to absolutely rinse the technology that they have in their hands. And face 23 Brooklyn, New York. He says, I wouldn't be surprised if Sony advertises GTA 6 with the PS5 Pro if they have the marketing rights. The same way the media were advertising Red Dead 2 as native 4K on the Xbox One X. That could be something, absolutely. And imagine if GTA 6 is 60 FPS on the PS5 Pro and the Xbox Series is left behind because it has no mid-gen console. That'll be a big hit. or it could still be 30 FPS like it was on the Xbox One X, but higher resolution. But you're right, GTA 6, we're going to see it next month. It's going to be something special, I think. I can't wait to see what they do. I can't wait to see their story. Principally, it is the story for me that I really want to see. I'm a bit concerned, though, because they came out and said, look, in terms of their humor, they might dial things down a little bit because they don't want to punch down on some communities and stuff because of their past stuff. And I just feel like, well, okay, but part of the Rockstar magic is being quite satirical and raw in the way they do things. It's like the Family Guy of stuff. Thomas Salah, are you worried about this? What do you think about this? Is it like...
I'm more worried about what Asa said about, the live service aspect and how the publisher engages that. Because that's a big debate we're seeing now, is where single player or non-live service game studios are pitched or forced by their owners, whatever publishers, to go live service, and that doesn't always come out. We saw that with Redfall, I think. I don't know where they are in their production. I think a lot of people are. There's a sort of we're at a point where we're also seeing the limits of what live service can bring. Not in some games, but in the amount.
We'll talk about that next, but yes.
Oh, okay. So I am worried about that. I think they'll dial up the satire. I think if anything, that's what Baldur's Gate's legacy will be, is that people want more mature, better written fucking storylines, and GTA is actually quite in that doghouse already. That's what they did. Have excellent fucking storylines with excellent fucking writing and and that's why we fucking love it. It's like watching a really great movie. It's that level of fucking storytelling.
Yeah.
So I think they have achieved a point where I don't think Take-Two will want to experiment with changing the formula.
I'm hoping.
I think it will be very conservative in that it will be like GTA 5. But I also don't think we need to overestimate or underestimate the next generation, the current generation, or the mid-game to expect magic beyond that's already there.
Okay.
I think what extra magic is there is less smoke and mirrors, and the production, the power will allow you to develop cheaper. So they'll likely, the danger from a Take-Two saying it will have developed slightly cheaper, and rather than be the super optimized stuff you are lauding them for, because so I don't think that the bridge visually indies can make photorealistic like that body cam game. The graphics will be better, certainly, but I think the formula will be mostly intact, and you might see more content because production value in that sense of the quality, visual quality, the mode there isn't that important, because we saw that a real demo with the Matrix City and stuff. People will do that, but their mode is having the best characters, the best writing, the most fucking obscene, the torture.
The freedom is quite important. Like mode.
No, they will do that, but those systems are, you're not going from GTA 4 to GTA 5. You're going from GTA 5 to Red Dead Redemption to GTA 6. So expect a similar jump in quality, and definitely not something that is generational. So it's that Red Dead RD 2 also already made that jump a little bit in quality. So expect it to be a similar step forward. I think we're also in an age of no more money, so I don't think I'm actually conservative. I think it will be a very much like GTA 5 with more online components and a great campaign, and visually it'll look like nicer. And they'll hopefully they're going to tell different interests. The fact that they're doing these different cells, that's the rumor. You start in Miami, but there'll be stories all over. You'll fly all over. That sounds like an adaptation of their online tool set. Because you're going to have seasonal content, It's all sounding very games as a service, next year, in the winter, we're going to New York for Christmas. We're going to the
fucking
mall.
love that.
And
Because
I don't, and that's exactly, your response there is actually why that's probably more likely. So it'll be,
because it won't just be a typical GaaS
But I was
game.
sick
It'll
in
be
my
a
mouth.
Rockstar quality GaaS game.
I hope so. So that's
It'll be a Rockstar GaaS game. It'll be extra content, like DLC, we call it.
I don't think
Rockstar
that
systems.
might be the core. I wouldn't be surprised if Miami is smaller than the previous cities.
But more
It
denser
has a
and
better
quality.
online component, and then they're going to tease. Every city's going to have a bit of, and at some point, I think that is likely. If you think about it more about the structure that's leaked, it'll be some new form, and I hope they retain some of that satire that draws everybody. But likely it will. I don't think they'll shit on that too much, because that's.
I hope not. And Random Guy, thank you for the super chat. He goes, waiting for the usual GTA launch woes. Politicians and media crapping on it. Kids trying to buy it in store. Parents that don't care. Hashtag Tom Salsa sauce. Well,
That's you.
Yeah, that is new. And he also comments says GTA 6 equals San Fierro, Las Venturas, Liberty, and Vice City all in one. So he's saying it might be even bigger. I think it'll be denser. I think you're kind of on the money there, but what I think it will have is like that Red Dead Redemption 2 thing is quite apt. I think it'll have that kind of dense, kind of physics-based stuff. It'll be a lot of detail, attention to detail, and if they just ramp that up a little bit, even if it's less bigger but smaller, that'd be incredible. Shout out to freaking Hoggy Channy as well. He goes, better games than Baldur's Crap 3, and he gives out codes, global codes for Armored Core 6 and Alan Wake and Hogwarts Legacy Deluxe Edition and Alan Wake 2. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Just put hearts in the chat for Hoggy, and whoever claimed those codes, don't claim all of them at once, you greedy piece of shit. But shout out to Hoggy, so nice of you to give like some pretty hefty codes there. Whoever get Alan Wake 2, you're lucky. So yeah, GTA 6 is coming out now. You're talking earlier about, this GaaS pivot, and you guys had like weird tastes in your mouth. Random Guy says GTA 6 in London, hashtag The Getaway. I hope that happens. That's due for a remake. But yeah, like that needs to happen. That was such cool that the indicator lights were like the sat nav in the game. That was such a cool little touch. Sony's GaaS pivot and delayed games. Tom Henderson, you were liked. Where are your sources, Jaffe? But Jaffe's been vindicated. Seems like Connie Booth was fired. Seems like there's a mass exodus. Jim Ryan maybe have been fired because it sounds like it's not all well and good at PlayStation. Sony has confirmed now it has delayed half of its 12 live service games planned for its release in the coming years. They say, we are reviewing this. We are trying as much as possible to ensure that these games are enjoyed and liked by gamers for a long time. Basically means like quality assurance. Of the 12 titles, 6 titles will be released by FY25. That's our current plan. As for the remaining 6 titles, we're still working that out. That's the total number of live service and multiplayer titles. Mid to long term, we want to push this kind of service, and that's the unchanged policy. So they're still committed to GaaS, still committed. It's not like we stick to certain titles, but game quality should be the most important thing. And they also talked about how much they learned from Bungie. So Herman Holst described Bungie as following. He says, the learnings from Bungie have been very substantial in many areas. Of course, when you're developing live service titles, you require capabilities that you don't have when you're working on single-player, narrative-driven games. So it seems like Sony has struggled a little bit with a GaaS pivot. Bungie has come along and basically confirmed what we were kind of guesstimating or guessing was happening in the background. They came in and said, and they've now... Tom Henderson, is it worrying for a PlayStation fan? They've delayed the games, they've struggled a little bit. It feels like PlayStation's in a little bit of a turmoil. What do you think about this? Are you hearing things on the ground as well that confirm the same?
I would have said that it's concerning in terms of the amount of games you're going to play, because there's always going to be the single player games from Sony already lined up. So yeah, I don't think it's concerning. I think that at the moment there's just a strange pivot where every company's trying to figure out how to extend the longevity of their games instead of just having that $170 price tag. That's it. They want to extend it through DLC and microtransactions, whatever it may be. And that takes time. That takes time to figure out. Ubisoft's going through a very difficult time at the moment trying to figure that out. I think they've announced 4 cancelled games in the past couple of months. And the ones that I've seen currently are not that great either, shall we say.
Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones is just a completely fucking
shit show.
Shits, yeah. That's all tied to the Singapore government. But they're obligated to release it.
Really? The Singapore government? I didn't know about this.
I've heard this one. So they took a big grant. They can't get out of Skull and Bones because they took a massive grant to release this thing. But it is awful. So they're kind of in a weird position. Carry on, Tom.
Oh, damn. That's so weird.
They're legally obligated to release it no matter what. I think that they're in this weird kind of limbo situation where they know that they are going to release it and it's just going to do terrible. Because I think it's still a $70 game at the moment. They've not said that it's going to be free to play or anything like that. And speaking to people who've played it, that it's not exactly the type of game that's going to wield a good return on investment. So
The thing is, Ubisoft thought there was games going to be decent, so my friend was working on it and announced it like 2 years ago, because he told me, he says, yeah, it's going all right. And then they thought that, and they did the insider thing, and everyone thought, this game is shit. And then they've gone back like, let's try and I remember my friend saying that they were trying to tie it in with Black Flag somehow in Assassin's Creed, but it seems like its development was complete absolute mess. So that's a poor example of that. But generally for the PlayStation, Sony's GaaS pivot and delayed games, I think it's a little bit concerning. I think they're going to come out a little bit short, and I don't think the quality mark's going to hit. Jim Ryan even alluded to this, saying that not everything is going to hit, but the one that does, it's going to be good. But we also hear that Naughty Dog are not abandoning development of Last of Us factions. That's still being worked at. It's on ice, whatever the hell that means, but it's still in development. All this stuff is going to factor in, I think. I think PlayStation is under a lot of pressure because of that. That GaaS element is threatening their single player. Yes, you got your Spider-Mans, you got God of Wars, but they look at GaaS and it's like, oh, that's where the money's at. So, I don't know, man. Like, do you guys think... Is there anything more to add, really, on the Sony GaaS delayed games? Do you guys want to talk about? I just think Sony's a little bit exposed here, I feel like.
They're in a weird position where they can't really use a GaaS Spider-Man or God of War. Like, they have to do their own new IPs for this type of stuff. I think that's where The Last of Us factions has gone a bit unstuck, is that they're trying to use an already established IP for a game that the audience might not necessarily want, because when you think of The Last of Us, you think of this story-driven narrative. You don't necessarily think of a multiplayer game. I know that the original one had a multiplayer component, but it's not necessarily something that
it wasn't the highlight
think of. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's good though. SOCOM definitely has to be on the cards to come back, and that could be a big one. But like, I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
The only thing that I'll say on Quantum.
I don't know. I was just thinking about the Epic thing where they're changing the format of Fortnite to a platform from a game as a service where people make their own. They're trying to be Roblox. I know it's a fun thing. Look, Sony's trying to be Epic, and Epic's trying to be Roblox. It's a quite of a weird sort of. Some people are moving out of this into a different space, and others are moving into it. it feels a bit late to the party, but I'm not sure.
So that's funny you said late to the party. That suggests that things are quietening down on the GaaS front. But
there's a lot of talk of that because there's a lot of GaaS games and there's only so much room for them. Go on.
There's almost, that's what I'm hearing, is that there's only so much room for games as a service to be that big. And once, by the nature of things, once the few that get big get bigger, they suck up all the oxygen, because there's a limited amount of gamer and they're sucking all up the time and they're going super invested in their own title. And then you see this trend with gamers where you ask, well, a large majority of the gamers only play 1 or 2 games. I saw a study of that came out only a few weeks ago, that people say, I play 1 or 2 games. People play Fortnite and they're into that. That is the nature of GaaS or games as a service. And I think that's a big risk, and that some players are seeing this and they go, well, it's very hard to be the top dog. And especially if you're using existing IPs, because I think that's where many companies, and I don't know about Sony, will want to go, use their existing IPs, because the war where quality isn't the mode anymore. Back to Phil Spencer's analysis, where quality production value isn't the mode. What's the mode that exists? Is IP exposure
value, isn't it? Sequelitis.
We know fucking Modern Warfare. We know Call of Duty, and we'll keep playing that. So I think, definitely they will look at their existing IPs and try to game as service. And I think that is exactly the risk Tom said. You have the risk of launching a bad game as service title and then damage, or maybe that's why I read into it, damage your existing IPs because of that bad launch.
That's the nightmare scenario for PlayStation fans.
Very risky strategy to go on GaaS.
That's why I think Sony's a little bit. Their situation is not that smooth. Microsoft has you done GaaS for quite some time and quite successfully, and Microsoft GaaS says, "Okay, so what are you doing?"
I think I was just biting my own tongue. Just because I don't know, I felt like it. The GaaS thing is really interesting, because when you were talking about Grand Theft Auto 6 earlier, and Thomas was saying potentially it's going to have live service seasonal content, go out on an aeroplane and do something new, I threw up in my mouth and you enjoyed it. But the thing that you were saying there about you can only play a certain number of live service games, and you've got these behemoths like Fortnite obviously becoming a platform, but things like Destiny as well. If Sony are trying to get these 11 or 12 games that they're making and they're trying to make them all that kind of all-consuming live service game, it feels doomed to fail. It's so difficult to succeed in that, but it's not necessarily what they're doing. I fear it's what they're doing, but you can look at Microsoft's side. Microsoft have been pursuing games as a service for a decade at least, and you can look at something like Forza Motorsport. That's a game as a service, but it's not an all-consuming bastard game as a service. It's just providing value to a game that people enjoy for a longer period of time. So if Sony's intent is that actually they still want to release their big games, but they want to have a tail of monetization, and not everyone needs to be an all-consuming Fortnite contender, then they might be onto something good and the players might enjoy that. But if they are taking cues from Destiny exclusively and they just want everything to be as big as Destiny, it just seems so doomed to fail if they do that. But for me,
and that's what the question is.
I think Game Pass does play into that, because Fortnite and Game Pass is an interesting example of where not all consuming fit a portfolio and then extract extra money from subscription users, but not too much, because you've got extra content going, and the mechanic there is additionally different to having premium games be also games as a service, or just be the net. So I think that also changes the mechanic.
That's a good point about Game Pass, actually.
I don't know where that's going, because nobody knows where that's going to end up. How the Netflixification of games influences that, the user behavior. If they will go stuck into, oh look, I've got, they're going to get Call of Duty or whatever, Modern Warfare in Game Pass. Am I going to stuck with that and not play anything else? Or due to the nature of where we're all browsing Netflix for new shit every day, that behavior keeps changing. So that's a wild card. Let's put it a wild. We don't know where that's going to end up.
That's the interesting part. Where will that Netflixalization and GaaS and all of that work together in the future? And I think that no one knows the answer. So we're at this weird phase in gaming now where Sony's doing this pivot that, if you know, like you say, Acer, could be the smart play, which is to be the conservative, less additive experience, or it could be let's go for the blue sky Destiny thing that might just seems like it's going to be destined to fail. But Bungie is such a driving force for Sony in this conversation that it might actually end up being the Destiny version of it. You know, you never know. It feels like I feel like Sony is a little bit confused on that element of it. Face with a $20 super chat at the start of the show says, Tom Henderson, since everyone knows that you are a reliable source when it comes to leaks, PlayStation 5 Pro is coming next year. Do you know why Sony is choosing to put out a Pro console this gen? I also had to add, how confident are you that those specs are going to be the same?
I will say that 90% of my reports originate from what I've seen.
Oh, okay.
So like on the detachable disk drive PS5, I already seen that. Like in pre-production and stuff like that. And with like the PS5 Pro, I might have seen a few things that's top secret on them and stuff. So I'll leave it as that for the PS5
so
Pro.
it's fact. So you know what it is. So those are the specs they're gonna stick. Pretty much.
Pretty much. The release date might change because obviously release dates are the most fluid when it comes to these type of things. I've seen that it's going to be November 2024, but who knows? That could change at any point during development.
And why do you think Sony's just putting out to? Face asked why.
So I think that it was just inevitable, and I think that Xbox maybe shot their load too early with the Series S and X, because the Series X is actually meant to be the Pro version. So them releasing that on launch, giving them 2 SKUs, and now Sony's going to come on board, probably try and dethrone the Series X with better tech and stuff like that. I think that it's just a natural. I think it's going to become very natural for consoles now. Is that every mid-gen we're going to get a new Pro console? Do you think it's unlikely that Xbox, because this whole series moniker as well? It sounds it feels weird. Like, what is Microsoft definitely out of the picture of releasing a mid-gen that's beastly, or is that done now? Like, is that unlikely to happen? I'd like it to happen. That mid-gen stuff that they released looks kind of shit to me. The diskless, little round Alexa-looking thing, whatever it is, for the Xbox. Do you think definitely Microsoft will not retaliate or answer the PS5 Pro, or is it? I mean, what I would hope for is that they actually speak to the developers and see if the developers want it, because they're already developing for 2 SKUs. Yeah. So maybe Thomas can weigh in, like if a third SKU for the Xbox is going to complicate things or whatever it may be.
It's difficult. I'm thinking prediction shortages will make it likely that hardware will change more often just to make money. So the reason for Sony to put out a mid-gen console is that we've moved past production shortages in certain hardware and not in others. So it might be cheaper for them to slot in a bigger but a now more readily, thus cheaper available hard drive, and push out something that has a slightly different GPU that's now cheaper or more available, just because they have to. Production shortages aren't over. I think production shortages might get worse with all this wars going on and shit like that. So I think that the idea of this fixed hardware platform for that long might not. I'm also very interested how the Switch Pro, Switch 2 might be, either if it's either going to be a next generation or they're going to go for not a mid-gen but an end-gen refresh, where they said it's just a Switch, it's just faster and does 4K and faster shit if you want to. So that's there. It's all just hardware, just like your mobile phones, and every company can pick their own path in how they do it. So what the developers want is, I don't think that's what developers want is software. Microsoft has the XDK, GDK, these generations of SDKs you work in. If that's on par and that there's parity there, we don't have to switch to new development tools. Nobody gives a shit. They go, oh, we can flip on 60 FPS. Fuck it, do it. I'm looking at something like, so which is as an extreme example. If you go from Switch 1 to future Switch 2 or Switch Pro, people will likely already building in the toggles for stuff to turn on back all the stuff they turned off for Switch, because that's how you port. You make a game for the major consoles and their shit doesn't work anymore, so you turn off all the fancy tricks, but they're still in there. So in that sense, I don't think it's a huge hassle if they come out with in this generation specifically, because the CPU and memory architecture is significant, is the jump. Everybody's going on about ray tracing and prettier lights, but there's lots of interesting stuff otherwise, which makes it easier to develop. If it just means we can go from 30 to 60 FPS, or even use, or let's be realistic, use even shittier outsourced art, thinking at huge city skylines, and less optimized games, because we can then push out games cheaper and faster, that people will do that. But I don't think it's a huge hassle to have the same generation, but with more memory, more whatever. It's just faster. Everybody likes faster toys. It's not a huge hassle.
Okay, yeah, because that's the question.
I think they'll both do it. I think that the economic reasons why Sony is doing it's the same. Microsoft will do it, and if there's money to be in it, the reasons are not we want better games. Now the reason about this is making hardware costs lower, profits higher, and they buy their same shit from the same factories in China. So. Likely you'll see one, you'll see two, and the timing might be different. And then they'll try, well, we're both the fastest, but it's all objectively nearly the same hardware. You just like the brand of A or B better.
That's true. I feel like there's this question for a while that, because some developers have quite a few, I think I would say, have been annoyed about the Series S, but that's because on the low end of scales, it's not that powerful and hasn't got enough RAM. But a Series Z or something that has ample power, extra power, that won't bother developers that much, because then it's scaling up.
It's always the lowest horse. How do you go the slowest horse? That's annoying. That's not the Series S, but we still, that's still. I don't even know the numbers, but I assume we're still at 50 or 40 or maybe 60% of generations. As people are just still using PlayStation 4s, PlayStation 4 Pros and One X's and One S's, and we're still delivering games for them. I prefer we don't have to do that. And not that I don't love everybody's on One S and on a tight budget, but goddamn, that box is slow, and I don't want to work for it anymore because I want to do cool shit. So I think that's the further we move away from the old gen, the happier developers get. I like the Series S. It's just a cheap box that does 1440p and the same stuff. There is a lot. I don't want to diss any other developers, but I think the problem is production, and there's a lot of stress in games now, and we're outsourcing either to AI or the thing's the same. And the quality of the outsourced assets needs to be very high to be optimized. And if you don't, that's how you get unoptimized assets that slowly sink your optimization. And it means you have to work, but that means you have to work harder, more professional, have more human eyeballs, fix all that shitty content. And people are not just shit. Well, instead of having people do that, they're firing people. So that gets you unoptimized.
It's just more, it's more of a weight on development, more eyes on it. It's not necessarily, it's just...
It's
that's
quality. It requires eyeballs. That's the thing. So you can have stuff come from somewhere, and like I said, it doesn't matter if some kid from China in a warehouse or an AI-generated 3D asset, or photogrammetry even. If you buy that or make it, it takes a fun of time to make that to the highly optimized quality that makes the best fucking the Rockstar level. It runs 60 FPS, open world that'll blow your mind. It's because everything is done to the exacting high standards, and exacting high standards always requires money. So and time. I think the Series S bitching is a bit. I don't know. I am not a AAA developer, but come on, people. That's it can do a lot. It's more powerful than the One X. It's not. It's not.
It's more powerful than a lot of the base PCs.
It's not unreasonable for people to be able to have something like a Series S, which is an affordable 14.4, even, or then go 1080p.
Which that's what it is.
At 30 FPS. That's what it's for. And if that's still going to crunch out and then turn off your ray tracing and put in the effort, it's all just about money in the end. If you're a big company, you want to make money. But I'm not on that camp. I don't give a shit.
I think in terms of making money, to answer Face's question, it's really they're releasing it because they want to make money. They will make money. People will buy it. And I still was saying this on Twitter that they should release a £1,000 or $1,000 mid-gen Xbox console that kind of bridges the gap of high-end PC and the console space. I would buy it day one, but we're a small core market. How effective that would be generally, who knows? Well, we'll see. Finally, Mass Effect 2029, according to Tom Henderson's article. Where are you hearing this, Tom? Why so far away? BioWare, can it really afford to stall out for 4 years?
Well, first of all, it wasn't my article. It was
2029, 6 years.
It was on the no, it was on the website. But I think Jeff Grubb mentioned it.
Oh, really?
It's come out in 2029. Shit. Yeah.
2029.
Yeah, I think that's just very obvious.
Obvious?
Yeah.
6 years?
Yeah.
I mean, we still got 2 years ago, or whatever.
But we still got Dragon Age. Dragon Age is probably going to be 2024, right? 25 maybe. And I think that would fall in pretty nicely with what they've done in the past, because BioWare had Anthem in 2019, so that's a 5-year gap between that and Dragon Age, and then another 5-year gap is 2029. So pretty obvious to me.
And it's only 3 or 4 years of development left. Let's say 4 years of development. When they started on the scale of the game and the ambitions, and they have to make do. They have to fix their IP a bit. I don't think 4 years of development might not even be enough to fix it and get them to the quality level where it will be a smasher.
With that in mind, Tom, then if they've got this 2029 release date, they've obviously paid somebody some money to release a teaser trailer like a week ago. Is that good value for money? Like, why did they do that?
No, I think it's stupid, to be honest. I didn't see any point in it. It was just to celebrate the anniversary, but yeah, there was no tremendous value. And to be honest, I think it was actually anti-consumer. It pissed a lot of people off. And when you see reports like 2029, it doesn't make sense. It's like with Elder Scrolls when they announced that. When was it? 3 years ago? The next one, and that's probably another 5 years from release. It's like, why? I mean, unless unless the obvious answer is to bring on talent to develop it, but as a recruitment,
it's a little bit different though, because Mass Effect. Yeah, the Elder Scrolls one, you're right. Like, they have to announce things before they can start recruiting things, or it will just get leaked anyway, and they want to control that little narrative. The Elder Scrolls was a release thing, though, but we already knew that the next Mass Effect is coming, so this was just like a weird reminder. It serves very little purpose to me, but carry on.
Wasn't it fairly polished? So looked at it, so they're delivering something that looks, this is what it could be like. And I think when you market something like that far away, it's better to show where you're at. So first start with concept art so that people get excited. Oh, they're working on it. Instead of, look, we're teasing it as it's something, this is what you're going to see when it's fucking 5 years away. I think it's just a marketing mistake, and not even a big one. It's just a teaser.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to see it soon, but it's make or break for BioWare.
Why is it make or break for BioWare?
They've not really fucking done. What's the last good game?
I think after Anthem, it's people's opinions on BioWare are pretty lackluster at the moment. Yeah, so I think Dragon Age needs to deliver, and then moving into Mass Effect. Hopefully, that's as good as a game.
Can they sustain a poor Dragon Age and a poor Mass Effect? That, for me, I mean, even Dragon Age, if that doesn't do well, then it's going to be a lot of pressure.
On Anthem kind of softened because it was a game that was trying to do some new things in that space. It failed, but I see some gamers going, "Wow, I really missed that flying," and there was a sense of community, and it was different. It wasn't great, of course, it didn't win, but. There was definitely a spark of magic there where people were sad that it wasn't as good as it could have been.
Yeah,
I really like the Anthem world. I really liked the world, but not the game. But it came out at a time when their overlords at EA were really like pushing for this multiplayer thing that wasn't BioWare's forte, and EA have pivoted quite hard back to single player games in the last year or so. So there's got to be some hope for Dragon Age 4, right?
I think so. Why not?
I think so. I think that pressure will make them deliver good. I mean, BioWare were good. I don't know if the staff are still there and the talent is still there, but you're right. If the EA's pushing this, and if that's the excuse we were using to excuse their failures, they had Andromeda was bad, and that had no real GaaS element. They had multiplayer, but that was just shit. And I haven't played it, but it just looks shit. Not look shit, but just story-wise. And then, Anthem, everyone had high hopes for it, man. Like, it was just mechanically, it's like, this is the Iron Man game that we all wanted. The way he flies, it was really cool mechanically, but the way they delivered the game, it wasn't all that great. So it's like BioWare's had two big hits, dents against it. So I do think it's make or break.
That's still two of the best IPs in gaming. You can do whatever you want. Both Mass Effect and Dragon Age are huge IPs.
Huge IPs, yeah.
I don't think they need to hit some. They just need to be good. I think that's
Mass Effect needs to be very good. No, Mass Effect has a very high.
No. They did release that remake thing that did pretty well. Of all the Mass Effects.
Oh, that did so well. Yeah, that sold well. I bought that day one.
Love that. And if I look back at Andromeda, you have the animation stuff and stuff, but it wasn't again as bad as the hype made it out to. I think there's lots of redemption coming along. I think I'll pick some redemption on BioWare. I think
they will do a good job, though. I feel like they will do well with Mass Effect. I'm just guessing, but I think they will do well. Just they have to. They have no choice. Plus, Mass Effect is they're like Asa said. I just want it to be good because we need a good future space game, man. Like Starfield was good, but not that good. Didn't get me mega hyped like for the future. But the future content and DLC and mod stuff might change that. But when is that coming? I like Space Man.
In January, always comes in January. The Creation Kit. It came from
it?
Skyrim in January, and it's definitely going to come in early next year.
I still got a lot of stuff. Have you played Starfield?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I should shut up now.
You have not played it.
You want an honest answer? I was so looking forward to it. I love the visuals. I don't mind the animation. All the people. I am making a minimalist UI game where you have and everything's trying to be sort of at the tip of your fingers, and I played the Starfield UI, and it just my fingers started to hurt. It's so intuitive. And then I installed all the mods, but the mod is just still at the infancy. So I played for a little bit, and then I got feeling, okay, I'll put this away. I haven't played Skyrim in a decade. And for people who don't know, I did huge mods for Skyrim that millions of people played on the jungle shit back then. So I'm a huge Bethesda fanboy. So I'm gonna sit back. And so come like March or something, when I have space in I will install it, and I will hook up the Nexus mod manager, install a gazillion mods, and it'll be fucking awesome. Yeah.
Definitely. No, that's where I regret. I've still got it installed. I think I'll keep it installed for a very long time because the sort of side missions are really good. I'm actually hankering to go back to it, but the mod stuff.
I haven't discovered the game. I think I want that some of those guys made visual mods. I thought the global illumination in Starfield was that too.
I really loved it.
Sometimes when you went into cities, it became very previous gen because of how they set up the lighting.
Yeah.
Rather than when it's all dark and stuff, looks fucking cringe. They're like the opening people. I don't know why people. Oh, you're doing tons of rock mining. No, man, I did like 5 minutes of mining and then was off in the spaceship. But that entire section looked ace to me. I don't see the problem with that. But later on, but there's mod makers that make these. You had EMB, some Russian or some Ukrainian guy making fucking insane adaptations of the shaders. I like all that stuff, and and then people. There is a huge amount of potential for this to be as massive a modding, because the modding community is still there. They're still in Skyrim, they're just waiting for this a new gen of tools. So I think we're gonna see, we can judge Bethesda on how well they did. It's not by the quality of Starfield, but the quality of the new tools they bring out.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
generationally better. You're gonna fucking be amazed what's possible. But that's just my love for modding and all the modders out there, and I hope that comes true. I mean, just so nice.
I think it will be true. I think modders will realize. Halo Infinite showed me that you put those kind of tools in the hands of modders and like creators, they create something. I mean, Forge and the Forge maps alone, I've been stuck on Halo for ages, and the stuff that people create on there is better than the developers' maps half the time. So, I'm looking forward to Starfield's forward content and DLC as well. So, that before we wrap up the show, we're going to be having the Game Awards in less than a month, I think. I want to get your views on what won on the show. Like, is this like, for you as an indie developer, you just come back from the Golden Globes, Thomas. Golden Joystick, sorry. What did I say?
Golden
Globes. Sorry, Golden Joystick. What do you think of this show, first of all? Do you think it's like valuable for you as a game developer, as an indie? Do you appreciate it, or do you think it's just a glorified ad run?
I don't know the show that well, so I'm very European based. I don't think many American viewers will go, "Who's this fucking guy?" And if they watch Golden Joystick, who's the dinky fat guy with the golden tie? So I'm very European. My status, I'm very European. So I am not that familiar with a lot of stuff in America. I've been to the Summer of Games. I thought they had a behind closed doors physical event where a lot of indies got exposure. Where I was going, I should be in that. Which I think so. There's a lot of smartness there on finding out what's needed after E3, which you definitely got to give the Jeff Keighley organization credit for that they're doing. So I think it's still it is the biggest show on earth in gaming. So I can't shit on that too much. They'll never invite me. But I went there. Let's just say that I hope that, like always, these shows embrace the fact that we need to do a little better in this industry in what we put out and what we celebrate, rather than just the money. I went there last year. I thought it was fucking amazingly produced show, and then they put on some fucking Pokemon with machine guns, which had. If you look at the show, there's this game Pokemon with machine guns. It never comes out. There are rumors about that a particular bit of footage where you go. I don't think that's not to this even that game, but. If we're calling something a celebration of games, let us celebrate the best, the highest, the most, either the most artistic, most entertaining, most pop. But I think I hope that indies are a part of that. That these organizations that we can look beyond and that's not about the games, but in general for these events, we've had half a decade where we're doing NFT games and just. Everything that reeks of money got their time in the sun, and now we have to look back at the quality, and it turns out gamers want quality, like Baldur's Gate or whatever. You can say whatever you want, you not like it. The quality of the writing, quality of what it's saying, the fun you have, it's fucking amazing. We want that, and I think hopefully that all these shows will evolve into something that celebrates that. I
think we're going to be there. I think last gen we had a lot of bullshit. And a lot of that NFT stuff and all that, even the poor elements of GaaS. I think this gen we're going to see that. This year's very, very, very competitive. So everyone's going to say Baldur's Gate. You both have already said Baldur's Gate's going to win game of the year. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on it. Okay, do you gents think Starfield, Tom Henderson, do you think Starfield is going to get nominated for Game of the Year?
No. And that's not my personal opinion. That's based on the way that the Game Awards nominees work with who votes for it. And we'll leave it as that.
Oh shit, ponies. Tom Henderson has said it's biased, and PlayStation bias is the reason why Starfield will not get nominated. You heard it here. Clip it.
But what I would like to be nominated for Game of the Year is Hi-Fi Rush. I think that was a phenomenal game.
Yeah, I think Hi-Fi Rush should definitely get nominated. Not because it's just an Xbox game, but it's because it's Shadow dropped. It was something very new, artistically fresh, creatively fresh, and it merged music with a very niche genre, with action beat rhythm game. It's really good. Then you've got what other? If you look at the Baldur's Gate, obviously Spider-Man. I don't think Spider-Man's in the running now because it's a bit late or missed the window. Maybe, perhaps, I'm not sure. Spider-Man.
I can't remember. There was a game last year that missed the running, but they extended the deadline, right? I think.
It might just be the running. I think you can.
Yeah, God of War. Yeah.
All these big hits. I think they'll want their spread to be all the big names from the last 3 months at least. So likely Spider-Man 2 will be in there, and Alan Wake as well, I guess.
Alan Wake.
It will definitely not be silly not to celebrate those. And even the Golden Joysticks have their Critics' Choice that selected Alan Wake, which wasn't eligible through to the other due to the timing. And so they have this exception category, so they can bring in something that's late. Just call it the Critics' Choice. I think that's smart. It's such a big phenomenon. Definitely going to see all those hits in there for.
Yo, what is this? Is this the game you're talking about? Pokemon Pal World?
That was ages ago. You're behind.
I know this age, but it was the last summer of games. Probably it. Some Korean.
Oh yeah,
Pokemon with machine guns. Where you looked at
that looks amazing. Game looks cool. Doka V, another great looking game. I don't know what the hell that is. Where the hell is that? I want to see that. That looked crazy. I need to see some kind of unique. There's nothing. I've ranted about lack of creativity already. I'm just going to tell me to shut the fuck up. But yeah, this year's a crazy year for gaming. Next year's going to be even better. We're just going to have so many good games. Spider-Man 2. We got Street Fighter 6. Don't forget that. That's going to get nominated because 90 God knows what meta. Everyone knows it's going to be Baldur's Gate, but the question is whether or not Starfield is going to get nominated, and I don't think it will. Or it might do, actually. And then people say if it does, it's the pity vote. But I don't think it's a pity vote. I think you assess Game of the Year not just based on Metacritic, but impact. I think impact is quite important. I think that's how people think of Game of the Year as well. Like, does that dominate the airwaves at that time? But we'll see. We'll see. Well, that's it. Sorry, I know, Tom, you're only here for 2 hours, but we kind of stretched it to an hour, 2.5 hours. But it's been...
I was going to say, I had a swig of a drink every time AI was mentioned, so...
You're pretty drunk.
I'm pretty drunk right now, so we can stay if you want.
Well, we've got through the topics, and we've now definitively decided a winner on the AI topic. We'll just ask ChatGPT to decide the winner. But yeah, well, thank you, gents. Thomas Solo, thank you so much. I know you just flown back today from the golden joysticks, and thank you so much for not beating the shit out of me over my AI takes. I'm sure we'll do battle in the future over AI, and then one day you're going to end up using AI. You're like, GaaS, you were right. I've made this incredible game as a result of AI.
I will use it, and probably make it.
We all will. We all will.
Wow.
But thank you so much, Thomas. Tell the people.
I'm also going to bed slowly now.
Oh shit! Sorry, man. Yeah, I know it's almost 1 a.m. Where you are. Tell the people one more time about what's in store for the fans. Bulwark. Tell them.
But we're not revealing anything, so that's
yeah.
So Bulwark it's well, go Google it. It's it's like a organic city builder with combat. It's like a merger of it's a little bit of a genre builder with a minimalist interface. It's gonna be fucking weird. I think it's one fucking good looking city builder with dragons and fucking airships. It'll be fun. It's a dinky fucking good looking indie game.
That's good.
You haven't got a release date yet, have you?
Somewhere early 24.
April, right? Because
I didn't say early. Somewhere in 24.
Somewhere 24.
April. It's April. Yeah. You mentioned earlier. You said I can't remember what game we were talking about. You said, "I hope it's not April." So I'm like, "Yeah, it's April." Sorry.
Didn't hurt me. No. It's going well. It's going well. Because people have been playing this game. They played it up until the summer. I had an evolving demo where people could play it on Steam and feedback and shit on it. That phase is now done. Core mechanics are done.
It looks beautiful, man.
Yeah, and we'll be revealing a lot of new stuff very soon. We'll be revealing platforms, release dates. That's going to be exciting. It's the signs for this are pretty good. It's not a weird Tomasala game. So
it's wicked, man. Is it still just you?
Yeah. I have help, but I do all the animation, all the coding. I don't do music. I have someone who helps me port to platforms because certification is boring. Other than that, there's nobody that codes gameplay but me. There's nobody that animates but me. There's nobody that makes 3D assets but me. Nobody that's
Real quick question. When you're publishing onto Steam, or you've got Wired as your publisher, haven't you? But am I right in thinking that wish lists are a really helpful thing for you?
Wish lists are, if people could wish list and follow nowadays, and people would go, why would they want to do that? Because it improves your chances of visibility when you launch, which is good. Then I can make some money, and then I can keep doing this, and I don't have to get a fucking job with a boss. And I have mental health issues, so that would be a bad idea.
So do I. Shout out to Isla in there, who has also listed the games to add to your wish list. It helps if you're a Steam user. Do add it.
If you buy it on day one, we have like a day one special thingy you do. It's marketing bullshit. It's going to be fucking awesome. I promise everybody, if you play a game with me, the controls will be new, everything will be different, but it will be a journey to some place you fucking haven't been before, and you won't ever see some fucking AI piece of shit do.
I had
The only problem to make. You'll never play anything like it, and you haven't played anything like it.
handcrafted by Thomas Sala himself. Shout out to you. Thank you so much as well, man. I hope you had a good time, man. And good luck with the game. It looks beautiful, man. It looks better than the Falconeer visually as well.
Like better. It's way fucking. Falconeer was tightly optimized to get 120. This is fucking. It's throwing proper AAA amounts of triangles around. It's like
nice.
I on my development machine I can't even get 100 FPS, and that's running at 2070, and it'll but it's got a lot of bells, whistles, and it's so if you play any other city building and you zoom out, it always starts popping and stuff. I'm just not doing that. It is consistent until the fucking end. So
zoom out.
Yeah, if you look at any screen, you go, this looks fucking chaotic and messy. It is the messiest, most chaotic visual game you'll see, and it's a thing. When you see the motion, you go, "Fuck, that's a lot of detail."
That's wicked. And that's a one man. That's crazy. I don't know how you do that.
You don't need AI to do any of that. You
just need a Thomas Sala.
Advertising and make games for assholes for 15 years, and then you too can do that.
Are you trying to angle a Game Pass deal as well with this one?
I am not discussing any, but I like all platforms. I love everybody. I want to hug everybody, and if money drops out somewhere, I will take it. But mostly, I'm being a good boy, focusing on PC for this. It'll have.
I think that's what the audience is for City Builder, isn't it?
I'm very. People say, "Ah, you're an Xbox boy." I have lots of Xbox legacy. I am very grateful for what they've done to me, and I would, I'm definitely talking to them as well. I've in the past worked for SE. They did published a VR game of mine that sold zero shit. So I have great people, and I'm not a businessman, but at the production side of those companies, that amazing people I've worked with. But for now, as I'm doing the proper indie thing, I don't want to. The last time, so that I can say, the last time it was a launch title. I mean, that was very stressful. That perhaps fucked up some aspects of the game in difficulty and timing, where at the end I was rushing to make the deadline. Not doing that now, so that's why PC is the choice I enjoy, gives me the least stress, and it will definitely come to consoles. And I love controllers as an input device, so expect all of that and news on that soon. But for now, it's very PC focused.
Yeah, that makes sense as well.
Super fucking political.
Yeah, we kind of gleaned where you were leading with that, but absolutely. City Builders will be on PC primarily anyway. I would focus on that and then bring it to console, but it looks beautiful.
Yeah, but the controller controls of this are chef's kiss. It's very weird control scheme, where it's PC gamers have the most to adapt because it's like control. I don't know. It's weird when you use it. It's most people describe it how the journey. It takes 5 minutes because it's just so different, and then it becomes hyper intuitive. So the barrier is very big, but once you get it, you're clicking around, building like it's just growing from the tips of your fingers. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing.
Shout out to you and best of luck with it as well. And I'm definitely wishlisting it. And so is Shabs and everyone in chat. Shout out to you guys.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Last but certainly not least, Tom Henderson, for your debut. One day I will get you on cam, even if you are wearing a balaclava. I hope you had a good time, man. Conscious of the fact that we didn't extract too much rumor stuff out of you because I don't want to get sued. I hope you had a good time. What's in store for... Jess Corden described you as the biggest, most important leaker now. Like you have the most info. How do you wear the crown now? Who comes close to you? How heavy is the crown that weighs on your head as the biggest leaker?
There isn't. How do you want me to answer that? like it's just something that's fell into my lap, and I'm just very privileged to be able to do what I do. I've got nothing to plug, unfortunately. I've not got And
You
it
got your
kinda-
website?
yeah, I mean, yeah, we're insidergaming.com. But yeah, it's just
Do you know tidbits that you could reveal that would set the world apart? You don't have to say it, but do you know stuff?
Oh yeah.
Oh, shit.
I report on probably 20% of what I know.
Why?
Mainly for corroboration reasons.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like we were saying before with the David Jaffe thing, that wasn't me necessarily having a go at him because
Yeah, you were having a proper conversation with him.
Yeah. So it wasn't anything disrespectful or whatever. But when you say something like X person was escorted out of the building, you have to make sure that that information is correct, and it takes a lot of time to speak with people and stuff like that. So yeah, at the moment I'm working on quite a few big stories, mainly around like cancelled features in video games.
Oh shit! PlayStation games? So yes.
All games.
Damn it!
maybe an Xbox game.
Fuck. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, good. You do that. You do that, Tom. Also focus on Naughty Dog. There's a lot of news there. Oh man. Oh, thank you so much for coming on, man. And it was great. Very different type of show. Very mature. Do you see that? We talked about ethics and stuff. We talked about AI too much, and we didn't get any resolution.
I just got really drunk.
Yeah, I should have got
quietly really drunk. Yeah.
Oh, gents, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone in chat. Hit that like button on your way out. Before we do it, Asa, what's your outro? What's in store for your peoples?
I'm doing loads of stuff. I've pivoted my YouTube channel does reviews now. I've got my Spider-Man. They're delayed reviews. They're not very prompt, but my Spider-Man 2 review is coming early next week, and it's quite a good one, I think. But mostly, I want to say thank you to both our guests for coming along, because they're both fantastic for the conversation, and this more mature show, as you say, I like that kind of thing, so I've had a nice time, and there were interesting conversations. Thank you everyone in chat that has come along and contributed or just taken it all in. It's been a good one. What about you guys? When is Septic Sauce relaunching?
Very soon. Yeah, almost there. I'm almost there. The final touches. You only get one chance at a launch or a relaunch, or maybe you get two chances. It's going to be very cool. It's going to be very controversial the way I am, because it's going to take the piss out of everyone. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be raw, and has a lot of work put in it. Not AI-based work, but we used AI to conceive some ideas, and I used actual artists to create some madness. Can't wait to share it with you, but I'll be quiet. I'm not going to promise any dates, because I'm terrible at that and then breaking those dates, but it's coming, and it's going to be, in my opinion, something quite special. Hopefully, if it's not shit, then hopefully I've lived up to that. So thank you so much. Thank you, Isla, for linking that in the chat. I don't think the world is ready for what's going to happen, but thank you so much, everyone in chat. Hit the like button, and we'll see you next week. Peace.